No fancy intros, no fancy intros or anything like that. We're just going to dive right into it. When I'm doing this kind of setup with this far off camera shot, it just gets too crazy to do all this running around. So we are going to, I'm probably going to grab a chair here too. I've been standing this whole time. We're going to join the Discord and have a bit of fun on the after chat. Now remember, this is your opportunity to ask Ham Radio questions. We are watching the YouTube chat, but it's best if you join us on the Discord. It's really easy. You join the Discord, go to hashtag live-stream or live-stream with the little speaker. That's the voice chat. Make sure you set something to listen and something to talk into, and you will be able to hear the whole conversation that's going on. We'll be able to get you on the stream. We'll be able to hear what's going on and all that fun stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and join the Discord. Hello.
The first for Angel won't join. It's your acid grip.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Have somebody write a prescription for colchicine.
Well, I don't have health insurance, so I'm not getting a prescription for anything.
I was about to try and make a Malort joke of some kind regarding gout, but
Malort.
Malort. I can't believe you have that, Josh. What is wrong with you?
I've gotten sent
in a mini bottle.
Somebody sent me like 6 of them. It was part of a package that they sent me. And
do they hate you?
They're Chicagoans, is what they are.
I thought it was a
it was probably
Bill.
Are you going to tell us it came with that letter that you got anonymously?
No, that the letter came on its own, ripped out of a notepad, and that's all I got. The Malort came as a separate package. But anyway, hey, everybody, thanks so much for clicking on the Ham Radio Crash Course on the Discord there and joining us in the after chat. We're going to hopefully have some fun, hopefully answer some questions if we've got them, because that's kind of the whole point of doing this, is help out people who are starting out in the hobby. Looks like we got a pretty decent number of people in here. Looks like some new faces as well. So this is the opportunity where if you want to get in there and ask a question, if there's anyone in the Discord, voice chat specifically, here for the first time that would like to say hi, come now and ask a question.
Well, hello. I will say first, I've been watching you for a long time, and this is actually the first time I've gotten in a chat room and actually sat down and tried to talk to y'all.
Well, hey, thanks very much for joining us. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. We got a couple of YouTubers in here. I saw Mike KMRD and Kyle A0Z. He's also in here as well. It looks like, K6ARK as well. But did you have any questions, ham radio questions, or anything you'd like some help on?
Eventually, I'd like to learn more about him. Right now, I'm trying to study for my technician's class. I've been having some trouble with some of it because it's been so long since I was a ham at one point anyway, but I done forgot a lot.
Okay, I understand. Okay, well, as we're going through tonight, if you have a question, feel free to just jump in there and let us know what's going on, all right?
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you. The name's Robert. Y'all have
all right. Thank you very much. Hopefully I didn't screw things up.
Great evening, and I'll be listening.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right, anybody else in there that has would like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, KC1OFJ.
I think that was a Kevin, the OJ.
Kevin, Delta Echo, Victor, Oscar, November.
Go ahead. You're on.
So, based on a previous video of yours...
Oh, we lost you. Hold down that PTT button. We lost you. We can't hear you.
Yep, sorry about that. No I was problem. Trying to upload an image, and it's not working so great. Oh. But
we'll do this first, and then upload the image.
Yep. So you had made a recommendation in a previous video about a good ham starter laptop, and you said if you can get it for under $100, it might be worth picking up. I've got my technician's license. I've got the Gateway laptop.
Oh.
I've got an Anytone. I've never heard you talk about Anytone, so I don't know if that's if a Baofeng would be better. But I know there's some programming that I need to do to sort of set things up and start making contacts. And so I just kind of wanted to talk and see if you guys could discuss like what sorts of things I should be putting on this laptop. Any sort of advice on getting set up to make contacts.
Okay. So going with the Anytone talk, you will use that laptop to download the programming software for the Anytone. And they have, various different applications you can download for your radio. Go to their website, download that programming software. It might have even have come in the box with the radio, but you're going to need that to load what's called a code plug. The code plug is all the memory channels for the radio. So we're talking repeaters here primarily. You're going to set up DMR repeaters on your Anytone to be able to talk on DMR, repeaters. You can also load simplex frequencies, so I do recommend you load 146.520, the national calling frequency for 2 meter, among some other ones. But that's what you use the laptop for in the case of the Anytone radios, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense.
Makes sense. So I was just kind of wondering, once you have the code plugs on the device, are there specific frequencies to start with? How do you go about making that first contact once you've got the code plugs?
Okay, so the code plugs include the frequencies. So you're going to scroll through the radio's memory channels, what you set, and those memory channels are the frequencies for the repeater that you're going to talk on, right? It is highly recommended, considering where you might be at with understanding DMR, to go watch some videos on it. And yes, I do have a DMR 858 or 878 video review that you can go watch. And I actually do have another Anytone radio a Radioddity radio that's for DMR that I'm going to be looking at in the future here. You will use the code plug to scroll through the frequencies. And on those frequencies, possibly, will be people talking. And those are the people that you're going to have contacts with. You're going to PTT, and you're going to go through the whole process of saying, your call sign, introducing yourself, etc. I highly recommend, since you're very new, to listen a lot to what the traffic sounds like on these repeaters before just diving in. Now, there is no hard and fresh or hard and fast repeater frequency set, because geographically everything is so different that what code plug I may be running at my location here in Southern California is going to be completely different than the code plug that you may be running in wherever you live. So just keep that in mind when you go to set this whole thing up, okay?
So there's different code plugs to look at. Basically, once I've got the code plug, I'll scan whatever presets are in there until I hear chatter, and then listen until I feel comfortable actually engaging.
Yeah, and I want to be really clear, because I get a hint that you don't understand fully what code plug is. A code plug is a collection of repeater frequencies. There isn't someone that's making a code plug for your specific location. You can't go to the Anytone website and download the code plug for Nebraska, for instance, right? I'm just using an example. You could potentially find a ham club that has developed code plugs for their repeaters that they use, but most likely you will have to familiarize yourself in programming the code plug for the repeaters in your area. So you will use things like radioreference.com, you will use ham clubs in your area, you'll ask them what their repeaters are, or do they have a code plug that you can use to help get started. But by and large, you need to learn the process of making that code plug.
But where are you? I think it was Devin. Where are you located, Devin?
Yeah, I'm located in New Hampshire, right on the border of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Okay. I wonder if anybody in the chat is in that area and maybe has some suggestions for just, a few repeaters to program in, or maybe even a pre-built code plug that could be shared to make it a little bit easier to get started.
Yeah, if we got a New Hampshire ham.
Find you a good Elmer.
Yeah, that's it is recommended, particularly for DMR, that you potentially join a ham club or find a ham club that can help you. They're going to be of more information. Ferris is asking, which city in New Hampshire are you by?
Too many cities per se in New Hampshire, but if anybody's familiar, Hampstead, larger city would be Nashua.
Okay. Okay, I do want to go back and make sure that I remind you to go check out some of the videos that exist on programming DMR and understanding what's going on with that whole process, because that is like literally the process is learning how to build the code plug for your radio.
Have you reached out to the Nashua club there? They won Club of the Year like 2 or 3 years ago, and they are an absolute amazing club, and they have a lot of resources. I would reach out to Fred, who is the president of that club. He is the ARRL division blanking on words, chair, for the ARRL for that Northeast, that New England division. Again, that club is absolutely awesome. I think their call sign is N1FD, Norway 1, Foxtrot Delta. And if you just Google their website, I think that's your one-stop shop.
There you go.
Appreciate it. I did not know, so that's why I joined the chat to ask the question and get some leads. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, also Ferris has helped out a little bit. He linked you to repeaterbook.com. So if you click on the hashtag livestream chat and you go to that link that Ferris dropped to repeaterbook.com, he has queried it down to Nashua for you.
Awesome. I appreciate everyone's help. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for joining. Appreciate you hanging out. All right. We had a couple of people that are first timers would like to say hi or ask a question. Go ahead. Come now.
Josh, this is Steve.
Hey, Steve, go for it.
Steve? Got a question about antennas. So, yep, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go for it.
Great. Thank you. I've got a question about antennas. So I got my first HF radio about 2 weeks ago, and I ended up buying an MFJ 1982 HP end-fed half wave to put up, which is probably overkill because I definitely don't have that much room in the backyard for an 80-meter antenna. But so I've snaked it around a little bit, and I'm struggling to get. I'm able to get all the SWRs on multiple bands below 3, but all the videos that I've been watching shows them below 2. So I don't know if it's because of the height I've got. I'm along the peak of the house is the highest point, which is a 40-foot run at about it's about 25 feet. And I've doubled back the end of the wire on itself instead of cutting it, because cutting it seems so final. It seemed like once it's like I cut it and now I can't make it longer without soldering it back together. So I guess my question is, or my first question is folding back the antenna on itself an acceptable way of trying to tune this antenna in?
All right. I'm gonna pass this to K6ARK. I know he's probably tried a lot of this stuff. I have not had to fold back antennas really. So, Adam, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, folding back is totally acceptable, and it works really just as good as trimming. And the things I would kind of drill into or look at is 3-to-1 the lowest the dips go, or is that just the best you've been able to get it to align to the ham band? So In other words, on your Nano VNA or analyzer, is there a lower dip somewhere kind of to the left or the right of the ham band?
So the dip was initially to the left of the ham bands, and by folding it back, I've been able to move it closer to the ham bands. Um, just to give you and I can throw a picture. I've got a VNA, one of the Nano VNAs, and I've got a plot. As soon as I figure out how to put it up there, I'll throw a picture up there. But so just to give you an idea, I got 80 meters in at 2.5. 20 meters is at 2.9. 17 is at 2.7.
Where's the lowest the dip goes, though? Like, what's the lowest the dip goes down to, regardless of it being in the ham band?
Oh, good question. Let me look that up.
Because
it sounds like to me he needs to lengthen his antenna. Wouldn't that be the proper way to go?
No, lengthen, no, because he's zigzagging it and do all kinds of stuff. I'm actually kind of the mindset that you just need to just S-wind that thing up to 40 meters and just go with a 40-meter antenna. Don't go to 80 with it.
Yeah, so some other things I would look for, if the lowest the dips go is like 2.5, 2.9, somewhere around there, like in any location, basically at the resonant or close to the resonant points on the bands, then I would start looking at, where is that antenna either not straight, do you have any sharp bends in it, like close to 90 degrees? And then, other than, of course, the folded back end. And then the other thing I would look for is just, do you have the wire of that antenna relatively close to anything that might be conductive or any other objects at any point along the way?
There you go.
Got it. Thank you. In fact, at first, I think it was running along some aluminum flashing. And I think I corrected that today. I just tried to upload 2 images, but this is the first time I've really played on Discord, so I don't know if I did it right. If I did, there should be an image of the VNA sweep from 80 to 10, and there should be a picture of the backyard with a red line, crayoned in, showing where the antenna is. Did that show up on Discord?
No, you need to click on the hashtag live-stream chat room and post the images there in the text chat. If that helped you at all.
I will look for the images there in the live stream chat, and you're also welcome to direct message me, and I can try to coach you through some troubleshooting and testing, and try to figure out how to get that working a little better for you. So just look up K6ARK, and you can direct message me there.
All right.
I'm sorry, K6ARK, and direct message out of Discord.
Yeah, you can send me a direct message in Discord if you want to try some troubleshooting and some further digging into it. I'd be happy to try to help.
Great, thanks. I think the pictures, they're worth 1,000 words, and they'll be better than I can try to explain them. But so when you see the pictures, that there's 2 sweeps on that VNA. The blue one is the baseline when it was originally, and then the black one is how I've moved it by folding it over itself, and I've moved it closer to the bands. But I think, and I've got it in my head that I should just stop trying to get 80 to do anything, because I think that band doesn't open up until I'm in bed snoring anyway. So if I just focused on 40 and below, maybe it would be easier to tune this in.
That's an option, and that's possible, especially if you have to do anything funky to kind of get the 80 meters of wire strung out. And Nate had a good comment in the live stream text chat, noting that the ham-help channel, or the antennas channel, are good places for this kind of question too. There's a lot of people happy to help, and I typically peruse through those as well.
Yeah, and by the way, this is a thought. This is just a hypothetical. If you go get yourself like a banana plug, right, for wire, you could hypothetically start with taking your end fed and S wrapping, figure 8 wrapping it up to what you think is the 40 meter space for an end fed. And you can look up a calculator to do this if you wanted to. And then test your SWR. And if you like it or you're pretty close, you can snip the wire and you can use a banana plug, just crimp the two ends together. And then you can just have a 40 meter end fed with a banana plug lead at the end that you can then just have 40 meters, which it sounds like with the space you're working with, having a 40 meter end fed is probably the way you may want to go here.
So one thing I'll note with that, Josh, is that when you wind up the wire to sort of electrically shorten it that way, you don't want to cut it right at that length where you found it's resonant with it wound up, because there is a little bit of capacity or inductive loading there at the end of the antenna. So you do need to give yourself a little extra or you'll be too short.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, keep that in mind. Anyway, this is a prime candidate to go to the Ham Help channel on Discord, but this will likely get you started at least thinking about it if you want to go further down that road.
Great. Thank you, guys. So the Ham Help channel and messaging K6ARK directly out of Discord. I've got it. I'll send some pictures, and I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun. I had FT8 running for the last 2 days, and I hit or miss on my signal strength, but I made a couple contacts in Japan, and I could have thrown a party. It was just like it was just amazing. I'm like, how can my little radio in the backyard on 100 watts be talking to somebody in Japan? It was hilarious.
We should be able to get you. We should be able to get you a little bit better on that antenna, and then you probably will get even better returns. So right on. All right. Hope that was helpful. Okay.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you, guys. 73s.
73. Very good. All right. Anyone else who's here for the first time like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead. Jump in there.
Yeah, my name is Jake, Kilo Echo 8 Uniform Mike Oscar. Just had a real quick question for you guys.
Hey, good audio, Jake. You're hitting the repeater full quiet and go for it.
So I am a tech currently. I just got a Yaesu, what is it, the 857, I believe. It's an all-mode, all-band mobile transceiver.
Something like this guy? Like this guy? Yeah, if you're watching me on YouTube. Yes, we hear you. Go for it.
So my big question was, I just joined Long Island CW Club to try to open up some of my opportunities with CW and stuff, still as my tech. But what do you think would be more beneficial, to work on that primarily first, or work on getting my general first to open up more of the bands with voice, and then being able to expand with the CW later?
That is a fantastic question, and I could answer it on both sides of the coin, to be honest. And this might be a really good one that will take a couple people in this chat to talk to it. So there's a couple of schools of thought. I'll give you my really easy one. As a YouTuber, I went to extra as fast as possible so that somebody couldn't come in my chat and go, you're just a general. Why should I listen to you? So I went straight to extra just to avoid any of that. With that said, there are a number of YouTubers that, aren't just technicians or just generals, and I don't mean just in a derogatory way. There's nothing wrong with any class of license. So from my point of view, having a general, I feel, is like the point you probably should go to, get your general out of the way. And that does open the doors to single sideband and some other things too. But if you're really passionate about CW, going to general might add more distractions to you than just focusing on Morse code. Morse code is actually, for a lot of people, tricky to learn and definitely tricky to become proficient with. So you might want to, there's a lot of people in the chat are just saying go with your heart's desire. So you're likely churning this over in your head, and there's a way you're leaning. The right answer is probably whichever way you're leaning, I think. But I don't know. Is there someone else that would like to jump in and add their 2 cents?
Well, so being a general gets you a little bit more on the band side. Like as a tech, you're only going to have access to, I believe, 80, 40. Anyway, 80, 40, 15, and like 10.
That's true.
So you're going to be missing 20, and there's usually a lot of activity on 20.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also only limited to 200 watts, which of course for most of us is okay. But you're going to be a little more limited. And if you go to your general first, you can also do sideband at the same time as CW, because there's honestly not always activity on CW. So you might find yourself bored just CQing away once you are proficient at CW. So my advice is to focus on general and work on CW also.
Yeah.
But once you get your general, you can really, really hone in on CW.
Yeah, I think that's good. You get a lot of space with general for CW, by the way. So that's a good ad, Connor. And thanks for joining us, Connor. You haven't been on in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I stay away for reasons, but yeah, I'm here.
Good to hear you, bud.
So another school of thought to think of here, and this is coming from a technician as well, is what do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy learning? Because you're going to learn an entirely different language. CW is pretty much a different language.
Yeah.
Or do you enjoy talking to other people? I got on 10 meters with actually one of the guys that gave me my test, my VE, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But I I definitely don't have fun looking at or listening to CW, and I would prefer to get my general just on that train of thought alone.
All right.
As primarily a CW operator at this point, I still would say get your general first, because to me the general is kind of a one and done kind of thing, and it's not that much work for most people. It takes a bit of studying, but once it's done, it's done. The learning and becoming proficient with Morse code is for, at least for me, it's just an ongoing thing. It never ends. It's always a challenge, and I'm always trying to get better. And I think having those extra bands to play on is a really big asset that's worth doing first.
All right, sweet. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, right on. Well, we did get some of the images from the question earlier, and it looks like, just from a pre-diagnostics, and you could see these if you're on the Discord #livestream chat. It looks like the antenna is a little bit long for 80 meters, but on 80, it's actually pretty good. It's down below 1.5 to 1, which is pretty nice. With that said, the way the antenna is ran, I would say is not ideal. I would think about potentially I know it's a 2-story house, some kind of a mast that you could lash to the side of the home potentially, or something along those lines, although the eaves don't make that look easy, to get it up high and then kind of slope it down. I would be more inclined to see you have the feed point at kind of like the base of the roof a little bit away, and then have it go up the mast and then come sliding down in a sloper configuration.
Or an even better solution is just a vertical.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm sorry. I'm the Steve, the guy with the question with the images. I finally figured out how to get them up there. But so the one big problem is I'm in one of those HOAs, and the wire itself is, it's a thin black wire stretched out. I don't think anybody can see it, but I'm not allowed to have a tower or a mast. I'm not supposed to have a permanent antenna out there, so I'm trying to keep it under wraps a little bit.
Hey, so what is that roof made out of, real quick?
Yeah,
it's the typical Arizona ceramic tile.
Do you know what's
not going to be great for
Yeah, not ideal.
Is there like an underlayment of some kind of metallic insulation or anything like that?
No, they don't. What do they call that? A reflective layer?
Radiant barrier.
Yeah, radiant. Yeah, we don't have that here. It's underneath there is some type of rubber or tar paper, and then it's plywood.
Okay.
So
you might get okay results if you're able to elevate it from the roof by like 6 inches to like a foot. Even that much, it'll probably give you much better results than it actually sitting on the roof.
So what I would do here real quick,
yeah.
and I hear you say you're in an HOA. If you think you could get away with a push-up mast that you don't leave up permanently, I would have a mast on that center post on your porch that you could lash to that and then push it up and run the wire in an inverted V. You're probably going to have to shorten it a bit from what it is right now. You're probably going to end up with just like a 40-20-10 antenna potentially. But if I was say vacationing at this house, that is exactly what I would do. I would lash a push-up fiberglass mast to that middle post, and I would do an inverted V on the wire, up to the mast in the center, and then down on the other side, and that should make your SWR much happier. And it's not going to be getting reflected or desensed or otherwise attenuated by the roof.
Yeah, let me add too. How big is your backyard? Because you look like you took this from fairly backed away. Is there potentially a fence in your backyard or something like that?
Yeah, we have the typical Arizona 6-foot block wall that surrounds the property.
Okay.
And if I go straight out from that purple circle, which is where the unun is of the antenna, I can probably get 60 feet. If I come straight towards where I'm taking the picture from, there's a swimming pool there. And I could probably put up a short mast on the on behind me from where I'm taking that picture.
So where's this feed line going from that purple dot?
So right on the other side of that dot, right below the dot, you can see like a little tomatoes growing right there.
Yeah.
On the other side is what I call my shack. It's my
okay.
I've got a workbench there, and that's where the radio sits.
Okay, so here's a hypothetical, right? So if you use the eaves of your the high point of your roof, if you were to have some kind of mounting structure like an eye bolt or something like that, use a bit of cordage, right, to give you 6 inches or so. Run your wire from the purple dot up to the roof line through that cordage, that 6 inches so loop, and then take the free end and go all the way out to the cinder block wall. You could easily just lag bolt in another eye bolt, just run it in there, because it's not going to hold a lot of weight or anything like that. And then again, take 6 inches or so of cordage, make another loop, and or run some kind of insulator, like a dog bone insulator, and run the free end of the antenna through that. That is going to be a way better situation for the antenna. It's probably also going to bring your noise floor down too.
Great, that's doable. Let me ask you a fundamental question. Would it be better to have the unun at that purple dot and then do what you just said, which is, run the wire up to that top eave and then out across the yard? Or I could put the unun up at that eave, up at the very top up there at the eave, and run the coax up to it.
So great question. There are many different opinions on this. If you ask the Chameleon Antenna guys, Carl, he recommends that the transformer be at the high point, the purple dot, be at the high point, and you run your coax up to that, and then you run it out. The problem is then you are running out that full half-wave 80-meter length of antenna, and you may not have the space to do it. So that's kind of why we were using that vertical to get up to that apex point and then come across to the pool or wherever you put that mount.
Yep, definitely. And I think I just came to the conclusion that I'm giving up the 80 meter. I'm going to shorten the wire to 66 feet for a 40 meter and run it across. I'd rather give up 80 and have a better 40, 15, 20,
Yeah.
10 than try to fit, shoehorn in an 80.
Yeah. So
you could
go ahead.
So I'm just brainstorming here. I'm just an idiot, so don't believe what I say. But you, based on what it looks like, how your house and yard, you kind of explained it, you might be able to get away with like an inverted L to the back of your fence, and that might get you 80. Like if you go on the right corner of your what?
Isn't that just kind of what Josh just suggested? Go from the existing purple dot up to the eave and then out across the yard?
I would say go even lower with the transformer.
Well, okay, move the transformer down to floor level.
Yeah, and I would put the transformer actually on the wall of the house, so that the inverted L is more of a vertical, and it goes up to the second story eave, and then out.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
That's easy. I can do that.
Yeah, that'll work too. When you cut it for just 40, though, you'll be able to play with all kinds of different options. The cool part about this antenna is that it's really easy to just take it down, change some things out, and try it. And you will find the best solution by going that route.
Yeah, definitely. And what you guys have just suggested also keeps me from walking on the roof, which I don't like heights. So, I could walk on that patio all day long, but when I got up to the that ridge line today, all I could see myself is tripping and rolling down this. I was seeing that movie Santa Claus.
Yeah,
it's okay. It'll only hurt for like a second.
Those ceramic roof tiles are incredibly pain to walk on. I don't recommend it because you can break them. So I think what Connor's advocating is, so if I take where the purple dot is, and if you go to the side of the house from the purple dot, directly to the right of it, you could put the transformer there, and then run it up vertically, and then off the apex of the roof line. If there's wood there, you can easily just run an eye bolt vertically. Again, bring back that cordage concept, and then take that free end and drag it out to the cinder block wall. Again, another mount point, and then you can use some bit of cordage to just tie it off for the leftover space you have to run for the wire.
Perfect. That's easy. That's easy to do. I can have that done tomorrow.
You can do that with a ladder. You're good.
The 80 meter. This is kind of a weird side question. There's it's probably a choke. The 80 meter comes with a little bit of the antenna wire wrapped around what looks like a piece of PVC. It's up there right above the patio, just above the purple thing. If I go 40, I don't need that, do I? I can cut that out.
You still need it because it's on the short end. It's close to the transformer, right?
Yeah, it's probably about 10 feet off the unon.
Yeah, you still want to run that. That'll help you with the higher bands. And Adam, if you want to jump in and explain more of that, you're more than. Oh, Adam maybe stepped away for a second. But yeah, that little coil of wire around the PVC is to help you with the higher bands. So don't get rid of that.
Okay, great. I'll keep it. Man, you've been a huge help. I really appreciate your channel. This is great, and I got over my mic fright to get on here tonight, and
man,
a lot of fun.
Right on. Well, yeah, you'll have you got a lot you can do. Honestly, if you spend a couple of hours this weekend and get it sorted out, it will pay dividends on the back end. I promise you. Adam, I just saw you unmute. Did you want to add anything?
I was just gonna say, concur. Don't remove that little coil. That helps get you proper resonance on the higher bands, and I think you got a number of good ideas and suggestions there. Getting that away from the roof line will certainly help. Inverted L's a good option. A sloper's a good option. So yeah, you got some great tips there, and take your pick and do a little experimenting.
I like experimenting. I just don't like it when I experiment for days and don't get good results.
That's what the hobby's about.
What you got to do is you got to think like an antenna. You got to get your mind and think like I am a wiggly wire, and I'm going to put the RF into the atmosphere. Think like an antenna. All right.
For scale, it took me 3 months to get my receive antennas working. So don't be discouraged if it takes forever.
What's that meme of like the man and the woman's laying in bed and the man's like, he's consternation thinking about something, and she's like he's thinking about other women, and it's a ham, and it's like, well, if I run a grounding wire from my shack computer or my shack computer to my radio, does that create a ground loop? Do I need to go straight to the bus bar? And then it's about 60 feet to get me back to the AC service line. Do I need to drop a ground rod? And then how many ground rods do I need? Like, that's literally...
Do I need to bond that to my house ground?
Do I need to bond that to my house? And then do I go with the NEC or should I just go with you? Like, seriously, you will spend so many sleepless nights before going to bed thinking about God knows what on about ham radio. This is the beginning of your challenging questions before going to sleep.
Great. That's awesome, guys. Well, hey, if you aren't tired of me already, I just thought of something else. So if I do what we just talked about,
yeah,
the antenna is going to be north-south, whereas now it's well, I guess now it's a box, so it's east-west, north-south.
Right. So north-south, and if it radiates on the broadsides, so you're picking up east-west on the broadsides, right?
No, we hear you talking. Please mute.
Right. So the only thing that seemed kind of weird on that one, I was picking up, since I was able to contact Japan, which I think is mostly west of me, which, well, maybe that's just because it's a square now. It's a box. But so I'll end up with a north-south antenna, which probably for Arizona is good. I can go out to California. I can go out to the East Coast, and I could still get across the ocean. Maybe.
Let me make sure I understand. Is the wire going to run north-south in its running length?
Yes, like
that's
right
what you
now,
want.
where you see it at the peak of the antenna.
Yeah.
At the peak of the house is running east-west now.
And
since we'll be coming straight out from the house out across the pool, it will be running north-south, except for the inverted L part.
That's what you want. Because those antennas basically radiate broadside. I know when you do inverted L and inverted V, it changes things up considerably. But just consider, generally wire antennas like dipoles and an end-fed will radiate off the broad side of the wire. The tip of the wire is the null, right? So you want the broad side pointing in the direction that you want to make contacts with. So east-west, for instance.
Perfect. I'm excited. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Okay, good. All right, Noah, I'm gonna fix your mute there for a second. Let's see. I think you got it. Yep, I think you're good. Anyway, I think you had a messed up PTT thing. Okay, cool. Let's throw it back out there. Anybody here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask us a question? Go for it. Because if we got all the questions... Oh, go for it. I think I saw Nexus.
Yep. So on YouTube, I'm Ham Without a Plan. So about the VPN question.
All right. So VPN stuff. Do I have any of my admins on?
Ooh,
those
VPN.
Are the guys you want to ask.
Evan's here.
Evan, Loyal, potentially some other folks too. Yeah, you guys feel free to jump in. Or anybody with a VPN understanding. So...
I host one.
Virtual private network is what we're talking about. And a lot of routers will allow you to set up a VPN internally. Like I have an ASUS router that will allow me to set up a VPN. And then I just load the certificates on my computer. And that's generally what I run when I want to do SDR control when I'm away from the house on a different network. You do not want to poke holes in your network and just allow traffic in on an open port. And so you use VPNs to facilitate that. Do you need what do you need more than that? Because if you need more than that, then I'm out. We got to get somebody else tagged in here.
So like I was thinking about either using like a Raspberry Pi or like a thin client to host OpenVPN software. I just wasn't fully understanding how one might go about setting that up and configuring your radios to be remote accessible, whether it be your base station or an SDR in your case, or anything to that nature, or anything I might be missing.
Well, so I actually host OpenVPN for my university radio club.
Go for it, Connor. Thanks.
I host the server in the Microsoft Azure cloud because they give you grants for free, and so we host it there. And OpenVPN's really good. You can interface it with access control stuff with Microsoft, so I can give people accounts. So you need that first of all, and then everybody that, like, if you're going to use it at your house, right? You're going to need the token that you generate for yourself. You're going to also obviously need a radio that's going to be IP capable, so like the ICOM 7610. Or not, you can jankify it and.
Well, you can connect it to a computer if you want.
What radio do you have? Because I can go two ways. I can tell you how to botchalize it, or I can tell you how to do it like with a IP radio. What radio do you have?
So I have a 7300.
Okay, so I've never remoted it. I know how to botchalize it.
So you would have to use like a computer connected to the 7610 using RSP. What's the ICOM software?
RSB1A?
RSB1A. You'd have to have a computer that was.
Yeah, but a 7300 doesn't do that, does it?
Comment.
Yeah. Well, they made an update to it, but I don't know that it would allow you to get around that. Go to the comment really quick. Go for it.
Hey, Zach here. I have a 7300, and what I did is I have a little $100 Windows PC that plugs into that, and I put VNC Viewer on there, and that allows you to remote into it without having to create a VPN or backdoor or anything.
I actually host a contest station down in Curacao like that, where it's any desk, but it's any desk at the station. It's an Elecraft K3 amplifier. I have all the station control right on a little computer that's down in on the island, and you any desk into it, and the audio goes through. This is a real throwback. It goes through Mumble audio.
Mumble. That's what that that's what that MFJ box uses.
Yeah, but it goes through Mumble, and Mumble works pretty good for radio audio.
The Rig
that's what I use. AnyDesk and Mumble, and to control the radio, we just use a logger called N1MM that gives us all the control we really want. Or you can always just use the Elecraft, whatever, if we want to send special stuff. But that's like the simplest, bare bones, absolutely easy. You don't need VPN. You just need like TeamViewer or VNC Viewer, and it's all free stuff.
Yeah, so I use a VNC for connecting to my computer, but I was looking at doing something that I can kind of not just connect to a single computer, but anything on my network, whether it's my NAS or whatever I may need to touch. So I was looking for kind of like an all-in-one hosted solution I could just set up in my house. That's the only reason I was looking at a VPN, because I'm like, well, I could connect to it that way and be able to access whatever media.
Look into Tailscale. If you have it on a separate outside, like I have it on my iPhone, it lets me get into my home network as if it was a VPN, and it's multi-platform.
Tailscale is a VPN.
And on a side note, you mentioned using Azure to host the Open VPN. About how much do you use in bandwidth? Because I do have a VPS server I have that I got for a steal of a deal for $30 a year, and I get 2 terabytes of bandwidth.
2 terabytes is going to be plenty for what you're going to do, but I think the most I've ever seen go through it is 100 meg, although it's got 10 gig up and down. It's hosted by Microsoft in their Microsoft Cloud, but I mean it's how I do it. It's no, WireGuard is kind of crappy. Who said that, it doesn't really do everything we want it to do. But OpenVPN is cool for a lot of reasons, but I have IPsec tunnels running, and it's just a bunch of stuff. I don't know that you really want to get into it too deeply.
I might want to
cloud hosting.
rack my head against it. It's fine.
Or you can just get like a router with a lot of routers will actually host OpenVPN internally. Heck, your router right now might even host it if it's like a Netgear router.
That's what I have. All right, cool. Well, I hope that was a little bit helpful, point you in the right direction. But I think if you're already down the road of like, I'm going to do a thin client to do a VPN, you're probably well on your way. VPNs aren't that difficult. It's really just a matter of doing all the pre-work and testing it beforehand and then going on your trip. Because there's nothing worse than like, I did this, it's all working. And then you try and it's like, nothing's working. I've been there. So
I've had to drive half an hour to go push a reset button before because of that.
Yes.
I turned off. Yep. I accidentally turned off the router and I couldn't get back in to fix anything.
So here's a comment that we got on YouTube. Ruthless GSXR. So we got a motorcycle enthusiast right on for the Gixxer community. Says, I don't know anything about this. I just want to keep in touch with my family within 100 miles. You, sir, have asked the fundamental, difficult question on ham radio. When I get this question, I get it all the time. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a side note here to answer this because it's a good one. So here's a handheld ham radio, an ID52, right? This is a line of sight radio, meaning when the RF comes out of the antenna, it just goes, right? It hits the atmosphere and it just keeps on going, keeps on trucking. The radio behind me, the HF radio, that refracts off the atmosphere. You want to use kind of like line of sight capability at 100 miles away. You would need a pretty decent height antenna for VHF, UHF, handheld type stuff to be able to reach 100 miles. And even then, it may not be consistent because there could be a mountain or a building or something in the way that subtly blocks the RF. If you go the HF route, high frequency, then the problem you have is that you're going to have to bring your antenna close to the ground so that you're shooting your RF straight up. It's hitting the atmosphere and then bending and coming back down. And then both parties need to do that. 100 miles is kind of actually a tricky spot for both parties because you both got to be disciplined in knowing what you need to do to be successful with amateur radio. That's kind of a difficult spot, actually. 100 miles, yeah, Tank in the chat saying 50 to 300 is the worst. I'd say 100 is hard. 100 to 300 is kind of difficult because you got to build a setup that's specifically for that. Generally, though, a higher powered radio, 50 watts and up for VHF, UHF, and you need an antenna that's like 50 feet up, about 50 feet up. And the other party needs to have that too so that you guys can talk to each other. And then no obstructions in the way. You can't be separated by like a mountain range or whatnot because that's just not going to work. So, all right. Let's see. Anybody else in the Discord chat that would like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not my first time here, but I got a new ham question.
A new ham question. Go for the new ham question.
Or a newish ham, I guess.
No problem.
Within a year.
And then we're going to say hi to the YouTubers, so go for it.
Hamcation is my first ham fest thing I'm going to.
So we're going to see you next week?
Yeah, it's only 50 minutes from my house, so I figured why not.
Yeah.
But, you know, what should I, be prepping for, thinking about coming into this?
Oh, yeah, easy. Get 1,000 folding dollars and put that right in your pocket. No, I'm just kidding. What do you prepare for a ham fest? Are you going with people or are you going kind of on your own?
Just solo. I'm
okay.
gonna run into you guys, but beyond that, no, I don't know anyone there.
Honestly, if it's your first time, I would argue just take it all in. Bring a camera or you got your phone. Take pictures of stuff that you find interesting. There's potentially new. We're not there yet, but I think that we might see some new stuff out on the show floor. I already know we're going to see a radio. The 905 is going to be there. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that. And with the announcement of this FTM 500, I have thoughts that it's probably going to be there from Yaesu. So we may be able to take a look at that. I would bring money. I think $500 is reasonable if you're going to be looking for VHF, UHF equipment. Maybe a little less if you're like looking for very specific and kind of highly sought after HF equipment, you probably need to bump that up some. Hamcation though is kind of just a fun one to just experience because there's a lot to look at. You got all the booths, so you need to hit up all the booths. I would go talk to everybody, make contacts with people. If you find, because you're 50 miles out, 50 minutes, you said, outside of the area, you might want to talk to some of the clubs that are going to be there or have booths set up and potentially, just get on their mailing list for a big events. Maybe you come out for field day in the summer. I would just take it in. I would just take it all in. That'd be my recommendation.
Comfortable shoes.
Oh, you know what, Paul? You're right. And hydrate. Always be hydrating.
And be ready for some smells.
Oh,
and
Jesus,
watch out for old guys driving electric scooters.
We don't need another broken leg this year.
We have had people ran over, so
It's a badge of honor, though. When you get run over at all 3 Hamfests, you get a prize.
Is that like the triple header? Is that the
trifecta? Yeah, that's the trifecta.
Oh my
God.
Triple Crown.
You get a free power meter.
That's what I Triple Crown. That's what I was thinking. Good job. Yes, that's the Triple Crown of Hamfest is getting ran over by a mobility scooter at each one. Okay.
I've now accomplished it after going to Dayton last year, so now I could say I've earned that badge.
Stay safe out there, kids. All right, let's take a break from the action here. Don't worry, we'll answer your questions if you got them. Thanks everybody for watching. We do appreciate you. Let's go down the list and talk to some YouTubers. Actually, we're broadening the horizon a little bit because we got Evan. Evan in the chat is a TikTok ham radio creator.
Ooh.
Evan, are you on mic there?
I am, Josh. I am.
Shout out your channel, bud, and tell us what you're up to.
Excellent. Thanks, Josh. I could hear the sighs from people
that was Connor
over here, even from those that are on mute.
That was specifically Connor.
No, it's all good. So for everyone that's curious, if you click on my name here, there is a link to my channel, but on TikTok and Instagram as Amateurs and Airwaves. As far as what I do, lately I've been focusing on just kind of some introductory stuff. Like I have a series I'm doing called Ham Tips. I did one on reasons why your new radio may not be able to hit the local repeater. Also doing a series on software-defined radios in 3 minutes or less for each installment. And it's been a lot of fun. I also do a little bit of basically memes and video format too, so I try and keep it enjoyable for everybody. So that is what I do, and very thankful for like 13,000 some followers right now, and it's been a lot of fun.
Evan, you have officially passed me then. I think you're well past me at that point. I don't make things on TikTok.
I've passed you, and I've passed my employer who has somebody that they pay to do TikToks. So that makes me happy.
Good
job,
now
you
buddy.
Can get paid to do your employer's TikToks, huh?
That's awesome. That reminds me, I gotta have you on to do a video. I want to do a video. We'll talk later. It should
Sounds
be fun.
good. I'm 100.
Oh, we lost him.
I will shout out.
Now
am I still here?
Yeah, you're there.
Yep. I will shout out real quick because I see him down there. Zach W3ZTB, who took the VPN question as well. He is another TikTok ham who just broke 10,000 followers. So also a fantastic person to follow there too.
Okay, you're down at the bottom. Okay, W3ZTB. Got it. Okay, we'll come back to you, Zach, too, when we're moving on down the line here. All right, who's next? Who's the next? Content creator, I should say. I shouldn't say YouTuber because that's just what I know. So I apologize.
Hams count?
What's that?
Only hams count?
Only hams. Yeah, you're definitely an only ham creator.
Oh.
K6ARK, I think, is next. How's it going, Adam? What have you been up to?
It is going well. Today I helped out with a graffiti cleanup at some local boulders. I'll post a picture of that in the chat. And tomorrow morning I fly to Jacksonville, Florida for work. I'll be there all week. And then some family stuff on my way home next weekend, and I'll be home next Sunday. And hopefully after that I will have some time to start putting parts in baggies for kits again.
So it sounds like you're not going to Hamcation, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I got to work, and then got to go to Kansas City for some family stuff. So
Got it. Okay. Well, good to hear from you,
Yeah.
Adam, and thanks for answering some questions. I appreciate you. Man, we got
Absolutely,
Mike.
my pleasure.
We got Mike K at MRD. What's up, man?
So I posted exactly 2 videos on TikTok. They are both of my cat.
Okay.
And my handle or whatever you call it has nothing to do with my call sign or my YouTube channel or anything. And somehow I have 1,001 followers. It's very interesting.
It's the cat. It's the cat effect. It's the Satan effect.
Yeah. Well, I did
Everyone,
one as
everyone's
like,
lining up to
toe
follow
beans.
Satan.
Yeah. I did one as like I did like a squish bean challenge where if you can press
pause.
all
yep.
Yeah, all 20 of your cat's push beans. And then I forget what the other one was, but
push beans.
That's what they're called.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Or toe beans, or something of the like.
That's what the
Great
kids
show
call it.
tonight. That was fun. I really liked the end where everyone was trying to guess the monetary value of what was in there.
I can't imagine. No way. There's $100,000 worth of stuff. There's no way.
Josh, you got to think just between the 7610 and your antenna, that's easily $6,500 or so, I would guess. So.
But that's a long way away from $100K.
Only 94 grand to go, buddy.
Only
You got a lot of Bofangs in there.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, it's all them connectors, all them gold-plated connectors.
I would bet it is more than you would expect.
I'm
thinking of the amount of gear that like radio companies send me and tallying that up over the years. It's a lot. I mean, I give most of it away, but But so there was an interesting thing that came up when you were showing those boxes under your desk.
Yes.
And somebody commented that I had more portable antennas than you, and I have no idea. Like, I don't really care, but it made me like I have no idea how many antennas I own. So I'm thinking that'd be a cool video to just like bust out all my antennas and like lay them out on the floor, kind of like I did with that Gigaparts bag, and just see how, not including HT antennas, just HF antennas. I'm kind of curious.
Portable.
I think that'd be a fun. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess any antenna is portable if you're crazy enough. But
no, I'm just thinking to myself where all the rest of the portable antennas are, because that's probably 25. Let's call it 35% of all my portable antennas. The rest of them are in bags or they're in a bucket where like the verticals are.
Yeah.
Where the verticals live.
Yeah. So I've got a corner in the shack where I've just got. The ham sticks and the masts and the DX commanders and the Wolf River coils and the Tar Heel is in over there because the ATOS is on the car now.
Would you count matched pairs of ham sticks like for dipoles as singles, or would they be the pair?
Sure. No, I would count them individually because you typically, generally, you would use them individually. So, I feel more people use those individually than as a dipole.
So I have a golf bag that's just full of ham sticks, and they're all matched sets.
That is ham sexy.
I literally, my golf bag, I took the golf clubs out and I filled it with ham sticks.
That is awesome.
Anybody would have that. It would be you.
I should go grab it. I'm looking at it right now and just put it in the.
I'll take the 40 iron.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for a long shot today. I'm really going to skip it off the atmosphere, if you will.
That's
racist.
It's the 1820 Gusto. He's gonna pull out the 10-meter stick.
Let's see. What's that where you chip? I'm gonna chip it. I'm gonna chip the DX contact into over 10 meters.
Yeah. So you just use maybe a little 70 centimeter, but that's not a ham stick. What are the
Maybe
ham sticks? What, 6 meters maybe?
Chip it. It's 6 meters. 6 meters.
Yeah.
I'll go with 6 meters. Yeah, that's like the.
Is there a 6 meter ham stick? I suppose there would be.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think I've got it. I think I've got one over there.
Well, if you have a whole friggin' golf bag full of ham sticks, I would suspect you do. So yeah, you probably. I mean, you've been a ham a lot longer than I have. So I would hope you have more antennas than I do.
I got a lot of antennas. Yeah. I would have to go around. I would have to go through all this area, and then there's another area, and in the office just to collect all the ham sticks. And then that's not even talking about the really small stuff like K6 ARKs, or any of the little Arichi 9-to-1s. I have a lot. I do have a lot. Ham sticks, somebody asked in the chat, YouTube, how much does a ham stick cost? Prices vary. They're actually very affordable. If you want to get into HF ham radio on the go, mobile, ham stick's a fine place to start. You can get yourself a 20 meter and like a 40 meter ham stick, maybe a 10 meter now that everything's popping up, and I think you'll be under $100 easily.
Yeah, doesn't Shark make a whole kit? It might be like $120 for
all bands,
for like 6 antennas or something. But yeah, generally they're like, I don't know, $20, $25 maybe per antenna. They're very inexpensive. But they're only single band, but that's okay.
And nothing against MFJ. You know, I think everybody knows I have things that I really like about MFJ, some things that are not too great, but you know, I like MFJ for being quirky. Shark ham sticks are very good ham sticks. They're available at Gigaparts. I do have a link in the description, and I think it'll take you to my page that actually has the ham sticks already on it, if you're so inclined. Okay.
They work great. I've not used the Shark. I only have the MFJ ones, but yeah, they work good enough.
So I have a full set of Shark and a full set of MFJs.
Nice.
And actually matched pairs of the Sharks. And the MFJs.
It's her Royal Highness's matched luggage.
That's right. All right. That's right.
Apparently, Fire Stick makes a 2 meter ham stick.
A 2 meter Fire Stick would be kind of cool. Fire Stick is a CB antenna for
Fire
those.
Stick?
Fire Stick is a CB antenna for those that don't know. So 2 meter Fire Stick would be kind of cool. That's probably pretty cool.
Do they make a 6 meter one that's like a 5/8 wave?
Oh, that's pretty badass. Nice. All right.
Josh, did you see Will Prowse just posted a video today? He had a Ford Lightning, and he was doing some cool stuff with the batteries for it, or trying to do.
Will Prowse is the battery guy, right? He's the
yeah.
I will go watch that.
Yeah, it didn't end well, but the thought was there, and I think it would be cool for you to know that.
So we are currently. What did he do to it? Can you just give me a quick spoiler?
He was like, you can basically, he's like, you can go to these free chargers and charge your battery, and then come home and charge your battery banks, because he's got his whole house is wired up for solar, so he's got like 1.21 gigawatts of batteries in his house, but. It was just really cool because like there's an inverter in it, and you can use that to charge other things. And
so he's using the truck to charge his batteries, and then taking his truck and recharging it.
Yes.
Okay, I know where
that was
the
premise, but literally every single, because there's like apparently there's free chargers. Every single one of the free chargers he went to was broken.
Oh, then he didn't set up the app right. That is a nightmare.
No, like literally the chargers themselves were broken. I guess, like the plug that you plug in.
Where does he live?
But then there was.
Be careful.
He lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
You don't want your Ford Lightning to get bricked.
Yeah, so
they seem to have an issue with that.
It didn't end well. He actually ended up returning the truck. Spoiler alert! But there's still good information in there. Like I'm not really spoiling anything, but it's cool because I know you're looking for things to do with that.
Well, I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put an amplifier in the back that runs off 240 and run it off the bed of the truck. The bed of the truck has 240.
Did you ever find one?
I found plenty. I just haven't put the money together to actually buy one of them because they're very expensive. A portable amplifier that I'm looking for, they're not cheap. Like they are more than my 7610 for the ones I'm looking at.
Jeez.
So
that's stupid.
But I mean, how funny is it?
That's so not even practical.
No, but how funny is it that you go to a location, you drop the bed, you pull out the buddy hex, you set the buddy hex up, and then you set up a portable amplifier, plug it into the truck, and the truck is powering the amplifier and your radio, and you're making full legal limit contacts out of a truck.
Did you see my field day video? My winter field day video?
I don't think I did. I apologize.
I don't watch my videos either.
No, I do. So I just haven't had any time. I haven't done anything in the last couple of weeks.
I understand. So there's a tower on a trailer in that video that the club used. I was out with Don, RF Field Tech. He invited me out to his club.
Nice.
Yeah. We had a good time. And I was like, wouldn't it be so awesome to just have a trailer with a tower and a Yagi on it to just pull up into a POTA, get it up in the air, and now you have a freaking beamed POTA. So that might be in the wheelhouse. Get a trailer with a tower and a Yagi, and you can use your amplifier then.
I really want to trade my current F-150 for the Ford. What is it? The Power Boost, the hybrid F-150. It's got a 7.2 kilowatt 240 outlet in the bed. You know how great that is? A gasoline powered freaking amplifier. And you don't have to worry about it reducing your. Look, you don't have to worry about getting to your park and not having enough range to get home to charge.
Here's the golf bag.
Generator at that point.
Oh my God.
The chat's in the way.
So the 80 meter ham sticks are ridiculous. They are so tall. They're really long. But yeah, golf bag. Hold on.
That's stupid.
I can just imagine that poking everyone's eye out.
Dude, the 80 meter elements.
It probably weighs as much as a set of clubs.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's heavy. It is actually pretty heavy.
And it's so loud.
So loud. That's what got the cops called on me when I did that octopus antenna video. Some Karen
that looks like bad things
some Karen called
that around.
No, well, I had the octopus antenna set up at about like 15 feet.
Yeah.
And they called the cops on me. They're like, somebody's doing something in the park. I need an adult.
Some people, I'll tell you.
Some people. All right.
Just uploading data to the Baofeng balloon.
Yeah, I'm very different.
Like, you'll get the tower with the trailer. See how quickly you get the cops called with the trailer towered.
So yeah, the Shark 80 meter whips in particular are extremely long. The MFJs are folded.
You have a 161?
I don't have a 160.
Do they make a 161?
Probably. It's probably just all coil. All coil all the time.
You can make whole one contact a night on FT8.
That's
If you take the whip off of one of the 80 meter ham sticks and screw the loading coil into the other,
yeah, it's
then you get 160.
80 times 2 is 160, guys.
80 times 2 is 160.
We're geniuses.
We just solved it. We cracked the code. I love it. All right. Nicely done.
Put that up on Ham Tactical right now.
Yeah. All right. Who's next?
That'd be 6:30.
I see a wild Kyle AA0Z in the chat. What's up, man? Are you on mic? Hey, he is. What's going on?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm drooling over. I can see it right now. You're going to have dueling ham sticks on that Ford Lightning, one in the front and one in the back.
And I'm going to tilt them slightly forward, like I'm on a trucker rig, right?
Could you do a phased array?
You could be like those CB competition trucks that have like 4 verticals down the center line.
That's it. Nah, man. So what have you been up to, Kyle?
I'm packing to go to Florida, so heading out there tomorrow. I'll see everyone at Hamcation. So if you see me walking around, come up and say hello. I'd love to meet all of you. I might live stream from Hamcation, so be looking for that.
You wild man, you.
Yeah. Let's see if we have some bandwidth there, right?
Oh, I did. I did. Oh, no, I take that back. Got a lot of complaints in the main building that the wireless was really bad. But, you know, a year changes everything with wireless these days. The signal quality's gotten way better.
Yeah, so we'll see. But also, I have started a new series every other Monday night on my channel, and it's the new CW Ops Roundtable. And me being a new CW operator, we take a subject every 2 weeks, Monday night at 8 p.m. Central, and we break it down and we talk about it. We've talked about applications, the best applications to install on your computer or your phone to learn CW. We talked about why would you want to get into CW. And this Monday coming up, so in 2 days, we're going to talk about the fears and the things that you can get over CW fright for your first CW contact, and kind of pump you up and say that you can do it and it's not that hard, and give you some tips and tricks. So that's Monday night at 8 p.m. Central on my YouTube channel, AA0Z.
Hey, good recommendation. And yeah, I have watched one of them. I haven't caught up on all of them. Here's a topic idea for you. Have they made like a chat GPD for Morse code yet? That's what you need to look into.
You know, I was just Sterling and I were just talking about that like a couple of days ago. We need to do that. Yeah, I hear you.
And also, have you? Do you know Howard from the Long Island CW Club? Would you be interested in talking to him?
Yeah. I am a lifetime member
Oh, good.
of the CW Long Island Club. I know Howard as in I've seen him and seen him interviewed. And it's amazing. Whenever I joined the Long Island CW Club, whenever they first got started, he literally, and I don't think he does this anymore, but I joined and he wanted to have my phone number and he wanted to call me. And we chatted for 30 minutes about CW and the things that I wanted to get out of CW. And it was very personable. I don't think that they do that today, but it was amazing. It was great. And
He's the best.
Really yeah. And it was just like, wow, this club is awesome. And so if you're looking to learn CW and they have this thing called the carousel. And the carousel is you jump on and jump off at any time you feel comfortable and when the carousel is best for you, and you learn the letters, and there's 26 letters and 10 numbers and a couple of punctuation, so it's like a 37 or 38 week class, but you could jump on and off and it's great. They've got this new tool that's all online for a CW train. It's a great club, awesome club.
And since you brought it up, I will just sing their praises a little bit. If you do want to learn Morse code, they have, at least when I talked to Howard last, and I had him on the show, we did an interview with him, they had like 70 classes a month was what they were advertising. And how it works is they post on groups.io the schedule, and you just go to whatever class you want, and you don't have to be a part of that class to attend the class. And in fact, as a newbie, sometimes good to go to a higher class just to kind of experience, what people are doing, so you get the idea of it. Right. And they do so many events. It's all online. Their club talks are all online. I think Mike KMRD has done a talk with them, right, Mike?
I did.
Yeah.
They just emailed me. I just posted. They just emailed me. My membership is going to expire because they give you a free membership if you do a presentation. So I just gave them $60 and I have a lifetime membership now. So I really need to. I've never been to one meeting in the whole year since I gave the talk. I really need to get in there.
They're really fun meetings. They really are. It's they do a great job. I cannot say enough. As a club goes, by the way, for all other ham radio clubs, if you want to have like an online component to your club, or you want to be more friendly to online, model your club around what Long Island CW Club has done. They do a fantastic job of being an online club. Yeah, Kyle, great points. And definitely go check out Kyle AA0Z. If you just YouTube AA0Z, you'll find him. Mike is ham radio stuff for those that don't know, but make sure you go check him out too.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, going down the list here. Do we have any other YouTubers before we get to the... Oh, somebody talking? Okay, sorry. Okay, I don't recognize... And if I skipped anybody, let me know. But Zach, all the way down at the bottom, another TikToker. We got a TikTok invasion. W3ZTB. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well. How's everyone doing?
Good. Am I following you on TikTok?
I know I'm following you. I don't know if you're following back yet. But...
Okay, I'll go look at that. I'll see if I can rectify that. So what have you been up to, or how's the TikTok life treating you?
So it's been pretty good for me. For those who don't know, I'm at zbear.tech on TikTok. I started a year ago, and it's a mix of computer networking and ham radio and how they kind of mix together. I don't really do a scheduled series of videos. I just kind of respond to things I see or what's going on in my life at the time. So got a video the other day of a lady who's got a kid who had an FRS radio themed after the movie Frozen, and it was picking up paging from a fire department. And so I did a response to that, and it got I think it was 140,000 views. So that was crazy.
That's pretty cool. How's your
Yeah. So
what's your experience been like as a creator on TikTok? Like, how's that? Like, did you make YouTube videos before? Or did you just go straight to TikTok?
I had not done anything on YouTube or really any other platform, and so this was new to me a year ago, and I just kind of started experimenting with it. I really like how it's kind of short and sweet, and you don't have to put a lot of production value into it. Buying a bunch of equipment to produce videos, and anything from 15 seconds to 3 minutes is usually the sweet spot. So I really enjoyed it, and getting better at it every day.
Do you edit within the TikTok app, or do you use one of the other editors?
So it's a mix. If I'm just doing something short and sweet, I'll use the in-app and just do the videos that way. Otherwise, I've been using an app on the iPhone called Splice, but I'm still experimenting with that. And I will say the in-app experience with TikTok is sometimes lacking. Sometimes there's some bugs, and depending on the type of video you're making, they restrict what you can and can't do. So I don't care for that as often, but it's definitely an interesting platform, and I think it's really helping to get in front of some of the younger audience and break down the stereotypes of what radio is, and that it can be really fun and really a STEM kind of thing. So
Yeah, right on. Okay. Give your channel on TikTok one more time for those that are interested, because I might have missed it.
Yeah, so on my profile here in Discord, it's mentioned in there, but it's at zbear.tech. That's Zulu Bravo Alpha Romeo Echo .tech.
I'm going to do it right now. ZBear Tech. Like, bear is an animal? Oh, yeah, I got you. .tech. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I see it. You followed me. It says follow back. So I guess I did the right thing.
Yeah, it's actually bear as in unclothed. So.
Oh, BARE. Okay, got it. Right on. Cool. Let's see.
Send me a link?
What's that? Oh, you can drop your link in the chat, by the way. Feel free. Anyone, anybody really, if you want to drop your link in the chat, nobody's offended by that.
I would really appreciate it, because there's some I'd like to learn from.
Yeah, I'll go put that in right now.
Thank you so much.
So, question. Let me slide all this stuff out of the way really fast. Hold on. So, the question on YouTube. Why is it not? Hold on. There we go. To me, do you still use the chameleon spider with the ham sticks? If so, what do you think of that for a home installation with a rotor? Well, generally, you probably don't need a rotor with the spider. I guess you could, because it's a dipole and they're firm fixed, so you can kind of rotate them. But with the coils and all that going on, I'm kind of curious what the pattern looks like. When I use it is generally when I'm portable, and that is usually the primary setup is a portable ham radio station. Do I use it often? No, because if I'm at the point where I'm gonna drag out a larger portable antenna, I'm probably gonna have the Buddy Hex up, just because it's a really effective antenna. So do I like it? Yes. Do I necessarily think you need a rotor? Probably not. Most masts, you can probably just rotate them. But you said at home, so something permanent. I don't know if I would permanently set up a ham stick. I feel like ham sticks are kind of a portable / mobile installation. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Oh, Kyle's leaving. 73, Kyle. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, thanks. We'll see everyone at Hamcation.
See you soon, man. All right.
Later.
Anybody have any comments on ham sticks for portable or home use? Is anybody using a ham stick at home?
I mean, you could make a rotatable dipole and do that. I'd just be afraid you get a high wind. If you've got it really high up, the high winds could, possibly damage it, and then you're just out,
Yeah.
I think you got a good point. That would damage it, I would believe, because like out in my area and in Indiana here, high winds would definitely just make it collapse upon itself, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, they are designed to be mobile, so you know you're talking about driving 65 miles an hour or more if you're a lead foot. But yeah, you know, depending on how high up you mount it, and they're also you'd be doing it horizontally if you were doing a rotatable dipole.
Right. Well, it's an octopus, and in fact, I've got one
yeah,
here.
you're talking wind load. The wind load is what I would be concerned about for a long duration.
So with this guy, you've got posts on each side opposed from each other. So you take an 80-meter ham stick here and you put the other 80-meter on this side. It becomes a dipole, and then you have the 40, the 20, and the 10, for instance, right, for an octopus. And that is a considerable amount of wind load, potentially. And it's a pretty serious pipe that they give you. But, you know, that is a reasonable point, is that you could have some serious wind load. That's kind of why I look at these as portable antennas, personally.
Well, yeah, and you also have I mean, you're dealing with the wind load on top of gravity. Gravity is going to be pulling them down just naturally from their extension.
What's gravity? We resist gravity.
Well, the other thing I was thinking though too is if you're in an area like I am, up in Indiana, winds can sustain up to 70 miles an hour out here during the day, no problem at all.
That's a lot. Yeah. So I think it would depend on your winds. Oh yeah, go ahead. Permanent setup.
I mean, I take it down for hurricanes. But
good call.
You know,
we
don't see 70 mile per hour sustained winds even in Florida unless, you know, there's a hurricane or a tropical storm. But I've never had any issue with wind loads on it, and I have it. I have it on two 10-foot poles, but one of them's buried about 3 feet into the ground, so about 17 feet up in the air.
A question: how long have you had that up for?
About a year. It came down for most of the hurricane season, though.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I took all my stuff down when the hurricanes came in when I lived down there.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Think about it. I feel like at home you can get away with an end-fed half wave pretty easily, and it's likely in some cases going to be more effective in its installation. So cost-wise, they're probably going to end up pretty similar to the same, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to get, I mean, you're going to get, 10 through 80 at least. You won't get 60 in most cases, but
right.
Some cases you'll get 6 through 80 if you, or 6 through 40 on the chameleons, I think, or we'll do that.
Depending on the setup.
The configuration, which one do you get? But I mean, a wire is going to have a lot less wind load on it just in general, and easy to drop one end of it if you're worried about it.
Yeah, my problem is my backyard's a whole 10 feet long, and then it's water, so I don't have room for it or trees. So I did switch to a DX Commander, and that's actually working a little better for me. But
there you go.
I actually have both up now.
If you can do a DX Commander, go with that. That's probably going to be a better bet. We did get a question, and we're going to come back to Discord in a second. I think I'm going to take a break here really fast to go to the restroom after I answer this. Any recommendations for a mobile radio that would be good for a vehicle setup? Ideally, for something with DMR capability and detachable head unit. So, pretty much the Anytone, I think, is the only one. I don't remember if it's detachable head unit though. There's not.
Hey Josh, I got this one.
Go for it, please.
All right, so the Connect System C800D is really the only DMR that's commonly found in the amateur space with a detachable head unit. Okay. It's a little bit dated, but it does have a detachable head unit. It is a good performer. There is a Hytera one where like the radio screen is built into the hand mic. It's super expensive. It's like $600, I think. So if you can compromise, the CS800D sold by Connect Systems is one with a detachable head. If you can make it work, the like you said, the Anytone 578 is probably the best featured DMR mobile out there. There is a Bluetooth enabled remote hand mic where you can control certain functions of the radio, so you could like mount it under your seat or something like that. So I would probably steer you that direction over the CS800. But if you're really, I think from an affordability standpoint, the CS800D probably has you covered by the time you buy the extra hand mic.
There you go.
For the Anytone. But that's pretty much your only two options.
All right, there you go. All right, I'm going to take this opportunity to take a quick restroom break. Robert S. Senior, you got to mute yourself. You got a hot mic, man.
I am muted. I'm on push to talk.
It will let go of the PTT then.
I don't have it pushed.
Then you.
That is weird because it does show that he is. Yeah, it does show that he has an open mic. That's weird.
And I'm feeding back. I can hear myself. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break. Evan, could you help him out? I'll be right back.
Yeah,
I'm going to take my
see what I
mic
can
off
do
this time. So the last time I did the setup, I was live when I went to the restroom. I'm not doing that again. Be right back.
We enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, we don't want to hear you tinkle.
That's rude, guys.
We'll do it live.
Hey, Blake, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure thing.
Do you live in an HOA?
No,
oh, okay.
Yeah. If I lived in an HOA, I don't think the MFJ octopus would fly very well.
Yeah, I mean that's my biggest problem is I live in an HOA. I'm also in Florida, not too far from you. And I end up using just a spike and a 17-foot whip and then pass light.
For the longest time, I was just running on a chameleon MPass was what I was planning on because I didn't think I could get a permanent install set up, but my landlord said it was okay. Well, semi-permanent install was okay as long as I can take it out when I'm done.
Yeah, I have an MPass light and I also have a loop. They both work pretty well, so can't complain. But I would love to put up a DX Commander.
Yeah, I'm loving it. My only issue was today was the first day I got to stay up because it's kind of sandy here, and the stakes I had just normal tent stakes and they just kept falling out anytime the wind came through. So I ended up getting some PVC pipe. That's the external diameter of the PVC pipe's about the internal diameter of the DX Commander, and I drove that. I got like 6 feet of it, drove it as deep as I could into the ground, put the DX Commander on top of it, and it doesn't seem like that's going anywhere. It kept falling over into the lake, which was kind of funny. I'd be sitting here listening to the radio, and suddenly my waterfall would just go blank. I'm like, oh no, it fell over again.
What part of the state are you in?
Daytona. So.
Yep, sandy. Yeah. Well, I mean, you dig down a few feet and it's pretty much sandy everywhere there. But
yeah, I'm pulling up seashells as I dig holes. I'm finding seashells in my lawn here.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Central Florida. I lived in Osceola County. I grew up there, and you dig down. Once you get down 3 or 4 feet, you're already hitting water table, and just because the lake is not 9 blocks down the street.
No, the lake is
and it's all sand.
10 feet from my window.
yeah, you're right there. So yeah.
We just had to shore up the shoreline there, so we didn't have our house fall into it.
Are you beachside? Or are you mainland?
No, I'm still mainland, but I'm about a mile or two from the inner waterway.
Coastal, yeah.
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 Yeah, the other thing I want to tell you, when you drive into Hamcation, they do a talk-in on 46.76.
Okay.
I think they turn their tone off too, just in case, for that one, for the talk-in. It's a pretty straight drive though. You're just gonna go down I-4 and hit Colonial Drive and hang a right.
Yeah, I was looking at it today, and it's like 2 directions to get there from my house.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I used to work in a COE which is right past where the Hamfest was. Actually, that's where my office was until I moved up to Tennessee.
Yeah, I drive up to I pick up Colonial up in a COE and then come east.
Oh, are you
I stay off
like
of
the
I-4.
what's not the It's like the Beltway that they continued, not the Greenway, but the
429, 428.
Yeah, 429. Yeah.
Yeah, but I only live a mile from 429.
So are you up in Lake County?
No, I'm in Osceola.
Oh, you're the other way. You're down towards
Yeah, we're in Champions Gate.
yeah, I was gonna say you're in Celebration area, Celebration Champions Gate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my old stomping grounds, man. Lived
All
there
right.
over
I'm
40
back.
years.
I'm back, and by the way, everybody, I'll be bragging out a bunch of Robert SR. So I'm still getting some reverb on you. Can you mute when you're not talking, if you don't mind?
I did mute it.
So
Yeah, I'm noticing
checked
an issue.
I checked and I don't hear anything from him. I don't know what's going on with your side of it.
I'm
and I also
reverbing.
don't know why.
I can hear it.
Why? Yeah, I also don't know why it says that he does not have no PTT as a role, but he's not set to PTT only. I don't know what's up with that.
Can you just give him the PTT role or clear out the?
I'll see what I can do.
Please,
It's nothing against you, Robert. I don't
Yeah,
think
no,
you're doing. I don't
we don't
think you're
think
doing
you did
anything
anything
wrong.
wrong.
It's just being weird.
Yeah, no offense.
You're good
to you,
now.
Rob.
Whatever you did now, I think you're good. Whatever you just did.
Yeah, I muted my mic. Now I should be on PTT if you guys got it right.
We're good right now. Leave it how it is. Yeah, I think.
He's still showing us transmitting.
Yeah, it's still lighting up on
Really?
your screen, Josh.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Not for me. It's not for me.
On Discord? Oh, look at my YouTube. He's lit up.
I see that, but he's not here. Man, that's
when
weird.
I was talking, I was getting reverb from it.
Can you?
I can hear it in the background.
Yeah, I can hear the buzz.
That's so bizarre.
Can you just take away the roll? The no PTT roll?
He doesn't have that roll. I checked. That's what I thought was going on first, but he does not.
Yeah, we're not even seeing it light up on our side.
And it shows him as muted right this moment.
Robert,
to be quite honest
would you
with
be willing to just leave the after chat for a second and then come back in? That may fix it.
Yeah, it's not your fault, man. It's Discord being weird. If you don't mind stepping away and then jumping back and see if it'll fix it.
I've been seeing some weird things going on with Discord in the past week or two. Just the way it, like, the push to talk is like hanging.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody here for the first time would like to say hi or ask a question? We'd like to hear from you. Am I making it? Did we lose the... What happened now? I lost all my audio.
No, I hear you're still...
We hear you.
We hear you.
What just happened? Hold on. Sorry. No, it's really bugging out now.
Robert.
Ah, that's why.
Josh, if you could go ahead and leave Discord, that'd be great.
Is it better? No.
Okay, Speed Demon.
What exactly?
That's
me.
me.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on. Oh my God, Discord. Why? Why Discord? 1 second.
So they can bring you new features.
Guys, just so you know, I am on push to talk. I've already reset everything and it's still doing it.
I believe you, man. I believe you. It's just being weird. We're trying to rectify it. I don't think you did anything wrong. We're just trying to make it not be screwy. I hope you understand.
No. I understand. I'm just trying to be helpful. I've already done this on Discord 3 times now.
See, while he was talking, I was seeing him light up and then go away, and light up and then go away. It's weird.
Can you just hit the mute button?
I have muted myself.
Oh, wow.
Robert, do you mind just for the sake of tonight, while Discord's being extremely crappy,
for some reason.
do you mind if I mute you? My name is Evan, by the way. Ping me if you want unmuted. Can we do that?
Yeah, go for it. Because I don't want to create a problem.
Okay, thanks for understanding. I'm sorry it's being flaky.
My push to talk barely works.
So yeah. If you want unmuted, my name is Evan. Evan Whiskey 8. Just ping me in the stream. I'll unmute you, okay?
I'm back now. Sorry about that.
After all, Discord is another word for chaos, right?
So oddly enough, nobody's picking me up on FT8, huh?
What band are you on?
40 meters.
I'm looking at.
You must not be, because you're in my ham alert, and I haven't gotten a single ping tonight.
Yeah, there's something weird with SDR control.
I'm looking 10 to 20 over on noise floor here on 40 meters. So
I'm seeing all kinds of, like, on voice side, there's people all over the place on 40. He should be seeing a lot of stuff.
Oh no, I'm getting picked up. That's weird.
Hey, speaking of FT8, I have a question.
Okay.
So at Winter Field Day, someone debloated my Jankopotamus.
Oh, nice.
Or supposedly did.
Okay.
I don't see any difference whatsoever. But now, and I don't know if this happened pre or post, but my what the hell is it called? Grid tracker does not see my contacts. It's not picking up info from WSJTX anymore. Actually, no. I'm having problems with WSJTX.
I would have to look at it. Night. Oh, now the contacts are coming in. I'd have to look at it to see it, fully.
And with it, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I actually never mind, because I realized I think it's a WSJTX problem, because I wasn't decoding on WSJTX, and so I think I'm just gonna like factory reset the computer and start again.
Well, if you bring it out,
reinstall it.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing it with me. I mean, it's my portable ham radio computer, so I'll bring it. But
link is in the description for the Discord chat, and join us at #live-stream and live stream after chat for voice, and that's what we use. Robert's still activating when talking, it looks like. I know, Robert, you're not doing anything. I know that.
I have him server muted, so if it's screwing up, it's totally on Discord at this point. He's literally server muted.
Oh, Robert, sorry this happened to you, man. I know it's not you. Don't worry. We're not. Oh, he's gone now.
It's your newfangled toy.
I'm gonna unmute him if it's not making any difference.
Yeah, let's try that. Who knows, man? You can thank all the fun stuff Discord's doing. Which, by the way, Discord does a lot, and big respect for it. But sometimes it's a little buggy. All right, so yeah, Mike, if you bring it out, I'm happy to take a look. We can get you up and running. So if it's debloated, so basically the way you know it's debloated is if you're just doing nothing and you bring up Control-Delete, the task manager, and you just look at your processor load. If you're doing nothing, if there's no applications running, it should be almost 0. And if it's not, that means you've got some kind of bloatware that's running. That's how you know.
Huh. Which is probably installed factory.
The bigger issue, and I don't really care about the bloatware. The bigger issue is why the heck? Because I was sitting on my porch last night smoking a cigar and enjoying some whiskey, and I wanted to play some FT8.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of playing FT8, I literally was there for like an hour trying to figure out. Like I uninstalled WSJTX and then realized, or not WSJTX, but Grid Tracker, and then realized WSJTX isn't decoding now. Like what the hell? Like, and I could see like the waterfall was there,
mm-hmm.
and I'm seeing signals. Monitor was on, so it wasn't that. It's like, why are you not decoding? So, like, I've actually read the manual for WSJTX, so I feel pretty comfortable in the software at this point. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Okay, possible time sync issue?
I mean, anything's possible, but I was hooked up to Wi-Fi, so it should be synced.
Which radio are you using?
Still transmitting?
Yes, you are.
We'll manage through it, man. It's not your fault. Even muting you didn't
audio's
help,
not that
so
loud either. But I was on the 7300.
I hate to do that because honestly, I don't want to create a problem for the rest of everybody here in the chat room.
It's just Discord,
anyway,
it's just Discord,
said,
Robert.
Josh,
you're okay.
I will try to talk to you at some other time. Everybody have a great night, and
hold on.
I will get out of here so I don't make any more problems.
No, Robert, hold on. So if you have a question, why don't you just take this opportunity to ask it and see if we can help you out?
Well, the questions I was asking is I'd like to get some of the links to the guys that are also doing chats in here or lessons because I'd like to learn more. If there's any way I can get any of those links, it would be duly appreciated. Other than that, I have no questions.
Okay, so a lot of them posted their YouTube channels and their TikToks in the live-stream chat. So if you go into that text chat, you can click on all of them and you can sub to them. You got K6ARK, he's on YouTube. AA0Z's on YouTube. Mike, who's been talking right now, K8MRD, he is also on YouTube. If you search any of those call signs, you can pull them up, and those are all good channels to be subscribed to. And then we have our TikTok friends. They've been posting their links in the live-stream chat.
I think he's thinking more along the lines of hamstudy.org.
Are you trying to get your license, Robert? You might want to hit the PTT there, or.
Oh my God! Come on, is it really screwing up that bad?
I hear you now. So are you trying to get your license?
Yes, I'm actually trying to get my license. I'm trying to get my technician's license so I can at least get started.
Okay, so for that, I highly recommend you check out hamstudy.org for taking practice
I've been
tests.
going through that already. One of your other representatives here, I think it's God, I can't remember his name right offhand, but he recommended that I actually go through that, and that was Gift Daddy or something of that nature.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, go take the practice test there, because what it'll do is it'll tell you the areas that you're having issues with on the test, and then you can kind of focus in on those, and you'll do a lot better with your practice testing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Here I am. I have to push talk twice in order to talk to y'all. I don't know why I'm giving you guys any feedback over there in California, and I do apologize.
Oh, it's not
So
your
anyway,
fault. It's something with
like
the
I
software.
said, guys, I got some of the information I want. Thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. I'm sorry I've caused a problem, and I'm out of here.
You didn't cause a problem. It's something with the software. It's not your fault. And you can text me. You can do a direct message, or you can email me, or you can message any of the folks here, particularly hashtag #HamHelp, and we'll help you out. No problem.
Again, Josh, thank you so much. I did send you a friend's request, so.
All right, cool. I'll check it out. In fact, I can do that right now.
Take care. You guys have a good evening. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, take it easy, man. I have like quite a few friend requests that I haven't responded to, so I'll do that after the stream. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the FT8 here I'm using SDR control today since I'm not connected to the radio, and it's having all kinds of problems. But anyway, all right. Anybody on the Discord chat that would like to say hi or ask a question? We're still taking questions if you have a ham radio question. Otherwise, we'll start talking. Is Mike still here? Where is he? Is Mike still around? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm here.
We'll talk about that FTM 500. We'll start speculating.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh, I don't care.
Yeah. Anybody with a ham radio question like to say hi? Go for it. We'd love to hear it.
Hi, this is Alan. I have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Alan.
Yeah, I posted in the YouTube chat. I've been considering I want like.
Oh, we lost you. Hold down that PTT.
And I was looking at the 818 and the 705. I'm not that interested in doing the digital modes, but I was wondering, like, is the receiver in the 705, that much of an improvement where it's worth, the extra the cost over something like an 818.
Yes.
It really are you primarily wanting to do digital modes, or you want a
No,
VHF UHF radio? What do you want to do with your ham radio?
well, I want to do like a single sideband on HF and then FM on the UHF, VHF, and possibly some single sideband as well
I mean,
on the UHF.
you can get away with going with either option. You're going to get more radio with the 705, but the 818 is going to do fine for that too. It's really going to be up to you. Have you had a chance to use any of those radios by chance?
No, I have not. I don't know if I live near the HRO, but I don't know if they even have the 818 on
No,
display. I would imagine they
they're gone.
probably wouldn't.
Yeah, they're sold
Yeah.
out. They're sold out. That's kind of tough. Mike, you were going to say something. You want to add your comments?
The yes was sufficient enough, but no, I mean the 705 is exponentially a better radio than the 818 in every way. It's newer, it's a better receiver, it has filtering. For me, it's always the noise reduction and notch filters,
Mhm.
and the 818. It is a really cool, fun radio. The battery sucks. I want to replace it. But it's just it's a wide open if you're going to get an 818, unless you really got to have 2 meters and 70 centimeters, I would say get a G90 for $200 less, honestly, because they're the same darn radio at that point. But you're looking at, you can still get 817s and 818s on the used market, I suspect. I haven't looked, but even if you bought it new, I paid $619 plus tax. I got mine refurbished. So it's a little under $700 after tax. Like the day they were announced that it was discontinued, where a 705 is what, $1,300 or so. So there's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
It's twice the price, but it's twice the radio, the 705. You're comparing a 20-year-old radio to something that's only a few years old. Even though the 818 is like, yes, it's technically newer, it's new chips, they didn't change anything to really make it, other than there was enough component change that they had to redesignate it and get it renumbered by the FCC. But they didn't take any. They didn't take the chance to actually upgrade the radio when they went from the 817
They
to
went
the
from
818.
5 watts to 6 watts, Mike. Okay.
That was
one
purely
additional
a
watt.
byproduct of the components they used.
No, I
that
agree.
was not like we need to bump it up 1 watt.
I agree. I'm just busting your chops.
Yeah, if you have the money, I would say get the 705.
All right, thank you.
Comment.
As a 705 owner and someone who has used the 817 and 818, I agree. Although it is double the price, it is worth what it costs.
Or do what I did and get both.
Yeah. Having owned both, I would rather have the 705 portable for sure.
Thank you.
Paul.
Also,
Oh yeah.
I noticed the.
Hold on,
like,
Paul
I
had a
checked,
comment.
'cause
One second, Paul.
sorry.
Paul, what was your comment?
As someone who put off buying a 705 for 2 years because I just couldn't justify it. Once I bought it, all my other QRP radios are now second, third, and fourth place. It is the 705 is just an amazing radio that's very easy to use, and the more you use it, the more you sit there and go, "Oh my gosh, this is everything I need." I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my 7300 and just keeping the 705 and my XB 125 amplifier if I want to do 100 watts.
There you go.
That's how good the radio is. So spend the money, buy once, cry once, and it really is that good.
All right, Magic
All right,
Band, go
thanks.
ahead.
No, that's all I had. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Right on. All right. Well, hopefully that helps. Good question. Good question. Anybody else in the Discord that has would like to say hi or ask a question? Go ahead.
Hi, I had a quick question. Like which nano VNA should I buy? Like there's so many on Amazon and whatnot, like and I'm not sure. Like what would be the best way of checking?
Really, it comes down to the size of the screen you want at this point. And yeah, there are a ridiculous amount of nano VNAs out there, and I can't comment on like one being the good brand. I would go with the larger screen, and they now have them that are SO239 connector, which you can that could be good, or I think they might even have BNC. Otherwise, they're going to be SMA, and so you're going to need some adapters to go to it. The advantage, though, of buying off of Amazon is if you do get a lemon, you just send it back to them and be like, "Look, it's not working." But I expect they all fundamentally work pretty much the same. Does anybody have a comment they want to make on nano VNAs?
Did they come out with one with SO239s? I know I've seen the one with N connectors.
Oh, maybe it is N
So
connector. I
yeah,
thought they had
now of course
SO239.
the N connectors you'll need the adapters for, obviously, but
I recommend the H4, which is the larger screen version from R&L Electronics, because you know it's not a counterfeit or a copy. The H4 is the larger screen. It's SMA, comes with all the adapters, and is available from R&L, which is a reputable ham radio dealer, as opposed to, one of the sketchy dealers on Amazon or eBay.
now I got a follow up on that.
Go ahead.
The question would be: Have you looked at this what is it, the 1300? It's not a nano VNA, but it's a competitor for it. Supposedly, it starts up right away in the SWR mode, and it's got a bunch of features that are really tailored to ham radio. The downside, of course, you don't get the 3 gigahertz range. You only go up to 1.3.
I have not. If you drop a link in Discord, though, I'll check it out.
Well, let me find it.
Yeah, I don't know if that helped the question, though. I think that's... I would go with... yeah, R&L is a good dealer or a good retailer, so yeah, check them out. Can't go wrong with R&L.
Yeah, thanks for all the advice. I just wanted to clarify. So it is so the 4-inch one is twice the cost of the 2.8-inch one. It is worth spending the extra money for it, right? Thank you.
Well, that's a good
I
question.
would say that it is. I would say that it is because depending on where you're sourcing the smaller the smaller nano VNA, it could be one of the counterfeit ones. You kind of have to be careful of that. The H4, I feel like it's about $50 to $60. Maybe that's changed, but when I bought it, that was the price that I paid. So you know that it's legit. The screen is actually manageable to the point where you can see the information very readily. And you know that you're getting, a quality unit as opposed to some kind of counterfeit, because there are some counterfeits out there that don't perform as well.
Oh wow, like prices are very different. I'm in Canada, so everything I see on Amazon is kind of like $150 to $200 for the H4. So that is a very different
Oh my
price.
gosh, really?
Hey.
Have you checked to see if R&L will ship it to Canada? I'm sorry, I am uneducated on that. I know that Canadian shipping can.
All right, thanks. I'll look into that.
I can tell you from experience this week, after field day, we did the other bands, the Warp band pass filters across Nano VNA, and without cheaters, the little screen is very hard for me to read as a 50-year-old.
Oh. So Magic Band is already commenting that R&L does ship anywhere in the world. So there you go. And Jody is in Canada, so you can get R&L that way. So there you go. Check that out.
So I also put in the chat, it is on Amazon. It's I don't know, R-Sync. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a 4-inch with N connector, and the housing is metal, and I've used that, and it's worked really well. It is $129 US, but definitely recommend the bigger screen with the metal enclosure.
You do have software that you can hook it up to a computer, so if you can't see it and you do have a jack eponymous or something like that, you can always pair the two.
I was not aware of that. Thank you.
All right, cool. I'm having some weirdness with RFI on this laptop, so I'm going to stop the SDR control for a little bit and just go back to taking questions. Oh, well, maybe not. I'm going to close out this contact, I guess. All right, let's see. Any other questions in there, or just want to say hi, or questions in the chat? Go ahead.
VK3BUG saying hello.
Hello. He's got a swamp cooler running in the background, it sounds like. How's it going, man?
Actually, in a car on our way back from the Ballarat radio convention.
Right on. Well, what's going on there? Would you find anything good?
I didn't find anything super good myself, but my lovely driver found themselves an IC208H, which we have installed into the car, and it seems to be working pretty good.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, we got a DX contact here on the Discord. Right on. Thanks for joining us. All right.
Oh, good. Thank you.
All right. So let's talk about that FTM 500. Who wants to talk about that radio?
I love talking
Send me
about that
one.
one.
It's all band, all mode. It's got an antenna analyzer in it. It's got an
Internal
antenna tuner.
Internal tuner.
It does
Internal
D-Star
power
fusion
supply.
and DMR.
It does DMR. Does D-Star.
All
Oh my
things
God.
to all people.
It's
Somewhere.
self-powered.
Powered nuclear fusion.
Somewhere John
It's
Crook
also
has
stereo.
Trying to
awoken.
give John a heart
Turbo
attack or
encabulator.
what?
John Crook has just
Stereo
awoken
listening, too.
from he was in a deep slumber, and he just woke up, and somewhere someone is speculating right now.
How
It'll be too
why
99.
would you get pissed that people are getting excited about a radio
I
that you're
don't
releasing?
know.
Like,
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I want to talk to John when we go to Hamcation, if he's willing to talk to me. I don't know. After all the stuff I've talked about this, I try not. Okay, I try not to talk too much about like when radios get announced, because it's true, we don't really know much about them, right? We don't really know.
I literally never do.
And like
other
the
than
710,
the 710.
Yeah, the 710 came out.
I got that email.
Right. Some folks got a flyer, and it was the Japanese information release, and it had some, bullet points that we could base some things off of. Also, some of us understand a little bit about the bands that the Japanese have access to, which is different. The United States, it is different. The frequency allocations are different. But Yaesu got kind of, and I say Yaesu, we're hearing from Yaesu via John, right? John is the United States marketing lead. And they got kind of upset that we were talking about it. And like, always the message I go back to them is like, you guys know that like when people are talking about your radios and talking about your brand, it's because they care about the radios. And I know they hear a lot of people that don't like, that have nothing but negative things to say. But I, as one of the YouTubers, and I know most of the YouTubers feel the same way I do, we like Yaesu radios. We like what they're doing. We don't speculate to make it sound like it's a bad radio. And the speculation is, I think, coming from a place of good most of the time. I'm not going to put my words in other YouTubers' mouth, but yeah, I don't know. I like when people are talking about your brand, that's always a good thing. I think Yaesu probably needs to think more on that.
Speculation is good though, because it's hype, and I know he's trying to temper expectations, but really he should have said, speculate all you want, guys. The details are coming.
Right.
You're probably going to be wrong, but
right.
This radio is coming out, and I think I don't know if he got scooped is the problem. Maybe, and he just kind of had to make a correction or what. It just was. He actually talked about the speculation with the 710. He spent like 2 minutes talking about that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it was like, who cares? Because the monitor was in the picture. Well, the monitor was in the picture. People are going to talk about it, you know?
Yeah. People
Don't
so,
watch their videos. Watch mine.
Right.
And I'm not going to tell you anything.
Well, that's the
Right.
other thing is that they don't have a lot of information that they want to release right now either. The 710 videos did crack me up because people saw the screen above it and they thought it was like potentially some kind of flip up screen on the radio. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. You don't really think that's going to be there. Anyway, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, come, we're excited. Everybody's excited. Be happy for the excitement. Get on board with it. I think John knows he's welcome on like all of our channels and stuff. Obviously, he's been on mine. He's been on Jason's. I think he's been on other folk. He's been on Coffee and Ham Radios for sure. I'm pretty sure he's done that. And he's got his own YouTube stuff. So I know he knows this game. It's not even a game. We're just excited. Like, it's news. The ham radio news is like, how many radios do we get released a year? We're going to talk about them because we're excited, right? Am I wrong?
Build that hype. They should capitalize on the hype, not criticize it,
I don't know. That's how I feel.
They could sell out the whole production before it lands in the store,
but
which is more efficient than any other way to sell anything.
I will say though, because I'm sure all the other YouTubers out there have checked. I might have been Chuck that was the first one. KK6USY I think may have been the first one to find her, or maybe it was Ape. One of the two of them found the actual Japanese site. I was searching to see if I could find it myself this morning, and I found it about the same time that they posted their video. But the details on that Japanese site are just too specific to be. I mean, yeah, maybe some of the stuff's wrong, but it's really, really detailed and stuff that new terms and this and that. They're talking about using the AESS. It's got 2 speakers and stuff that is just like too detailed for it to totally be fabricated. So I'm sure, like you said, I think they got a spec sheet. They're in Japan. They probably got the spec sheet from Yaesu, Yaesu Japan, and they put their article up there. It was in Japanese. You have to translate it to English to actually get the details.
And we got no way of doing that in today's market. Right.
Oh, right. Thanks, Google Translate.
Right. All I got to say is I've got nothing but love for all the radio manufacturers. We have a niche hobby. I know that it's hard to continue to make good equipment and bring it out. And so I respect everybody that's in that game. So just keep that in mind. Like, your allies sometimes don't absolutely love a thing, but they would be upset if you stopped being in ham radio. Ken Wood, are you hearing me, Ken Wood? Right? Like, I don't know. Just be like, we're so excited. Everybody's excited. I don't know what else there is to say. So there are many things I want to know about the radio. It could be, okay, I'm speculating. So I'll say it. Speculation. It could be at Hamcation. If I get to go hands-on with it, I'm going to be super excited because I want to know. It seems like it's a dual channel, like a dual receiver, dual transmitter type of thing where you got an A channel and B channel because there's 2 volume controls. But then you got that big center VFO. Excited to check that out. And I like that front firing speaker. I think that's a good idea on the head unit, right? On the head unit. Oftentimes, head unit has to be, separated from the body. So speculation, we could get pretty good audio out of the head unit, which is great. So exciting. And APRS, if it's APRS, I'm going to like it. So let's just go with that.
I mean, it's got a lot of the features, from reading that spec. It's got a lot of the features that the 400 had, that as well as the the 300.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of combines the best of both of them. It's full dual receive, simultaneous bands.
Full duplex.
I know
Full duplex. I understand.
Yeah,
full duplex.
Yeah.
Well, speculation. I'll throw that over the top. Thank you, Matthew Pressing. Thank you for the shout or the kind words there. Appreciate you.
It also does same band repeater. You don't have to crossband anymore.
It just
Speculating.
it magically
Speculating.
magics.
Yeah,
It does the thing, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
God, what
way
am I doing?
means it's got a built-in set of cans and all that stuff.
Auto
Well,
repeater lock
using,
on.
yeah, I mean, they're using circuits nowadays. Things are getting smaller, but yeah.
Oh my God, circuits, you say?
Yeah,
Got a
they're
flip up
these
keyboard.
things.
You really
Yeah.
are trying to get John awake, aren't you?
It breaks the
I'm just using
I
my
don't really have.
technologies.
I don't really have a
You're using
relationship
circuit
with John, but
speculation.
I'd like to build one. I don't know if that'll ever happen as much as I bash Yaesu. But I love them. I own more Yaesu radios than any other
You know,
brand,
that's always
including Baofeng.
that's always the joke is like everybody has like these comments, but at the same time it's like we've got all these radios, we own them all these YouTubers, we own all this stuff and we use them. So we're not against them, we like these companies, we do. Now we have opinions, we would like to see things change in some cases, you know, myself included, but you know, what are you doing, bud?
I've never made any negative comments about the way the radios operate and receive and transmit and function and all that. My only gripes have always been purely in the user interface. That's it.
And Yaesu has. I mean, I've got an 897. You know, I know I've been through that. There's a learning curve on the old that generation of radios. You know, the 817, the 857, the 897, and probably even the 818. I think didn't that suffer basically from the
I just lost audio.
Like I've had some hands-on time with the FTDX 10, and I suspect the 710 is similar. The user interface does appear to be a bit more logical now, but I can't really speak volumes to that because I don't own the radios. I haven't really played with them that much. So.
I would say that you're right on target, Mike. It's you know you hit the function button, go to the menu, and it's pretty much one touch for whatever you want to get to at that point on that menu.
That's what it seems to
be. And it's pretty easy learning curve on, like, I've got the DX10, and you know whatever the last option you selected, you know, and then whatever, you know, and you went back. If you turn the function knob at that point, it's controlling whatever that button that you hit was. So, you know, if it's brightness, for example, you go in there and you hit the function knob, you push it in and go select brightness, and then it, you know, goes back to the regular screen. You turn it up or down, now you're controlling brightness at that point. And I suspect that this 500 is going to be similar in that, because if you look at the picture, the top button on the right says FUNC, so that's probably its function equivalent, and it may be a pressable button. And then the one below that, and I'm talking about the small knobs, the one below that says subband. So I'm thinking that the big VFO knob, what everybody's saying, that's whatever your active band is, and the small one that's on the right at the bottom is whatever the other band is. That's pretty logical. It's labeled, you know.
Okay. Let's see an image of that bad boy. Where is it?
I'm just ready for that flip up keyboard.
Yeah, I need a blown up. There we go. There's a blown up. Let's
I'll tell you the one question I really have about it that the Japanese site didn't answer, and I don't know, you know, if Yaesu will ever answer it. I want to know, are the memories going to be able to say this frequency, this memory number is only C4FM, only fusion, and this memory is only analog, and you know what I mean? So you don't have to use AMS. That was the first question I ever asked John. I think it was either in Huntsville or in Orlando at one of the presentations. I think it was Huntsville, and that was the one question I had. How do I do that? And they're like, oh, well, it doesn't do that. Just use AMS. Well, I don't
Okay.
like AMS.
This is Marty here. I've got a comment.
Hey, Marty, go for it.
I've been working with the FTM 200, so I'm excited about the 500.
Yeah.
But just as a note on this 200 that I'm using,
Mhm.
if it's a mobile radio, and you might be traveling from state to state, or have some reason you'd want to divide your memories up into banks or whatever. Well, as far as I can tell, there is no way on the 200 to separate your memories into groups like a memory bank system.
Yep.
And I would love to see that in the 500.
Yeah, that's a curious point. That is something I'm interested to see as well. I heard that from people. Now, for me, I don't care as much, but I can see why people care about that, particularly people that are like Aries minded, or you almost live a couple of ham radio lifestyles where you do like MCOM stuff and you want that bank to be completely separate. I get it. I can see it. I think it looks good. I think the screen is obviously smaller than the FTM 400, but to be honest, now that I'm in this this Ford F-150, I want a small head unit radio that's just going to be focused on APRS. That's what I want. Now, my perfect world is that where I got a head unit that will do APRS to the radio, I would like to be able to like leverage it onto a tablet so I could see it in longer form and type out messages a lot more effectively. As we know, the FT5DR and the FTM 400 will do, peck and seek and peck or hunt and peck typing, but it's not great. It's not the right way to do it for APRS. So I would love to see some kind of using mobile technologies we all have in our pocket to get a little bit more capabilities out of it. Do I expect that here? No, I don't expect that, but that's what I would like to see in the future.
And the screen is only 2.4 inches, right? So it's definitely smaller than the 400.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
and my jam being APRS, I know I'm in the minority. I know that it's not something that a lot of people are going to be making stuff for. So I need the capability to leverage my devices, right? That's what I want. Use my phone, tablet, etc. So yeah.
I don't know. The Yaesu made it pretty clear in the 300 when it came out that they weren't putting a computer accessible TNC in their radios. But I tell you what, some people have been doing Bluetooth AFSK with APRS Droid on the FT5 HT. So maybe you could do something like that over Bluetooth if it has it. Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, but I mean that goes back to the whole thing. Like, there are, we've got. I just did the video on the Pico APRS, and I could just tether it to my phone. Obviously, I have the Moby Linked. By the way, Moby Linked. Hopefully, stock is going to come back up next month. That's very exciting. Keep an eye out for that website. But those devices all allow for leveraging mobile apps to be able to connect them, including your laptops, right? That's the perfect world. Instead of the radio being the solution for hunt and pecking out a message that you may want to type, or a beacon or whatever, like just let the phones connect, let the tablets connect. That would be my perfect world there. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from though. Again, I can't understate this point. Like, all the brands, radio manufacturers, we like what you're doing. We're excited. That's why we're talking. And we don't have like a press release to build a story off of, a narrative. So inevitably, human nature is going to be one to speculate. We're just going to go down that rabbit hole. I try not to speculate, right? I'm doing this as a joke. I hope everybody realizes I'm doing this as a joke. I mean, this is no like negativity or whatever. But anytime anyone's talking about your brand, it's good. Like, people are excited. They want to see the radio. And yes, some people make assumptions to the negative, and they do post that on the Facebooks and all the other things. And sure, that can be frustrating, right? Instead of them just waiting to hear, what it's all about. But hey, we don't know, right? So the faster you get us the information, then this makes it a lot easier. MobiLink is releasing V4 on Monday? That's early. I thought they said that they were going to be in March. What? Okay, hold on. Now we got to pause the whole show here to pull up the MobiLink site. So hopefully you.
We're halting discussion on
How
the
many?
500.
Yeah, as much as I shipping notice. It says early March. You're saying that there. Is this? Are you having a lark right now? He posted on Mast. Oh, buddy. I'm very excited about this. Well, you heard it here, not necessarily first, but keep an eye on the MobiLink website because you could be in MobiLink town here very soon. That's amazing news. That's really, really good news. I'm very excited. It says shipping week of. That doesn't necessarily mean he has them. You're saying that you're potentially selling and then will ship from him February 20th? That's stellar news. I am very excited about that. I'm very excited, Denver Pilot. Very excited. You said, can you DM me the contact on Mastodon or like where you're on Mastodon? I've been trying to contact him via email and I haven't had good luck. So please, somebody give me the info so I can reach out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Excellent. That's fantastic news. Oh, okay. We're not speculating anymore. I love you, Yasu. I do. I have as many Icom radios as I have Yasu radios. I have less Kenwoods, but Kenwoods are also good. All right. In the chat, do you have any other newcomer questions or comments? Oh, hey, you know what? Frank, Tank Radio just joined us. Frank, I'm going to go grab something really quick, and why don't you take it away and say hi to everybody and maybe talk a little bit. I know you're going to are you going to Huntsville? Jesus. Orlando by chance?
Yeah, man. Don't they all run together after you've gone to so many?
I know. I will be right back.
Yeah.
Talk, man. Go for it.
Yeah, man. I'm headed out to Huntsville,
Huntsville.
You got me doing it now.
Yeah,
I'm headed out to Orlando Hamcation, and I just putting together a kind of a recap of Huntsville to release, I think, on Thursday of all my fan interviews. And if you see me and or see any of us at Huntsville, and we're not in front of or doing a live interview, go ahead, flag us down, say hey, come by. I will have Tank Radio stickers for any person that said they're a fan of Tank Radio, and I will be giving them out. Hopefully they'll come in on time. We had the whole ice apocalypse that happened, and they were supposed to be delivered Wednesday, and I keep getting delayed emails. Now they pushed it off to Monday. But I'll be there. Mike, you're going to be there, right? Oh, you're muted now. So, yeah.
But then I unmute and I talk.
Yeah. You're already in the Florida area, I assume?
No, I'm sitting in my house. I'm not until Thursday.
Okay. Did you enjoy that cigar that you usually have on Saturdays?
Usually Tuesdays is my cigar night.
I thought you also said you did cigars while listening to the live stream. No, what? You know what? You're right. I remember that now. You said the clubhouse. So my bad.
Yeah, so I did end up going outside and freezing my butt off to enjoy a cigar. But yeah, I just had a Padron because I wasn't feeling. I have all these new cigars that I need to try, but sitting out in the cold is not my preferred way to enjoy a cigar. So
was it a Padron 1926?
It was a Padron 4000.
Okay,
not a
1964 by chance.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's one of their more premium ones. But definitely the 4000s, man, the 1000 series, 4,000, 3,000. I think they also have a 5,000. It's the same cigar, but as you go up in numbers, it just gets longer. So
So
depending on
yeah, that's what I. So that for me is like my A plus right now. So every cigar that I smoke, I'm basing it and I'm comparing it to the Padron because that's one that I know that I like. So every cigar that I smoke now that's new to me, I'm taking pictures of it. I have a in my notes app. I'm taking detailed notes of every cigar that I smoke and ones what I like about it, what I don't like about it,
Nice.
all that kind of stuff. So just went down to the shop the other day, picked up a couple more. I ended up picking up one of those blackened cigars from
blackened,
Metallica because why
blackened,
not?
blackened.
And then I picked up, I got a punch and I got a Perdomo 10th anniversary something or other or something. I don't know. But, and then I picked up like 3 more Padron 4000s. And I actually just
So
smoked one last night. So,
Don wants me to bring you a New World cigar.
yes.
Um, I'm putting that on my list. I'm starting a list now. On the top of the list is cigars. Then underneath that it said New World and Mike.
Nice.
Um,
Another
but
expensive hobby that you literally get nothing out of. You might as well just burn your cash right in front of
you
you
are
and
you are
just
burning it.
like it's I don't know, but I
But
enjoy it.
kind of back on topic, I'll be starting my packing montage starting tomorrow with clothes and getting the electronics table together and throwing everything on chargers. Man, just the sound or peace of mind having a single table, you lay out everything you want to take, and
Yeah.
throughout the day, if he's like, I want this thing, instead of walking away and like, I'll come back for this thing, I just pick it up and I'll put it on that table. And when that whole table's empty, then you just know you got everything. The peace of mind of that to me is beautiful. I love it. Um, but I'm not bringing a lot other than cigars, a whiskey for the. Oh, if we're checking, I can't check a bag going out there because I'm going to have a whiskey bottle.
You'll have a
You can't
really
bring it
fun
up on.
flight out though, Frank, when they
Uh
tell
huh.
you can't bring the whiskey bottle, and you're like, "Hell no, I'm not going to throw
Tricky
that
to
entire
run.
whiskey bottle away. I'm going to drink it before getting on the plane."
Tricky.
Right,
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Frank. Don't do that.
it's a short flight. It should be really fun.
You know what,
Oh
Frank? You
man.
may have enough time, and I know I'm probably volunteering Paul, but you might be able to DM Paul and ship something to him if you can get it out the door
Oh,
fast enough.
Absolutely do that.
I got a free check bag, so I probably will
Oh,
check the
okay. All
bag
right.
there.
There you go.
Um, man, out of all the airports I fly to, DFW is the worst airport to pick up a checked bag. You'll be waiting at that carousel for about 30 minutes.
Sir,
And
why clinking?
say what?
I said, why is your bag clinking? Picturing a bunch of liquor bottles.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But why do you need
Yeah.
Bad
to
joke.
check a bag? How many bags do you bring in? You just need to carry on in a backpack.
Well, my feet are restless, ADD, and I'm always moving, and I hate having stuff underneath my seat. I feel restrictive, so I just check a
Okay.
bag so I can have the foot space underneath me free.
Interesting.
Why don't you leave the booze? Why don't you leave the booze at home? Tell me what you want, and I'll bring it with me.
I don't know what I want. Uh, we had four, or not my usually go to right now is Four
Roses.
Roses.
Yeah.
I brought Woodford to Arizona, and we really enjoyed that to the point um, Chuck brought out his
Signature.
whiskey first. Yeah, it was Four Roses Woodford Reserve. Brought his whiskey. I go, and I pulled out mine from the bag. I sit next to the table. I'm like, good taste, man.
It's a good whiskey.
hmm But
So
I'll be checking the bag. So
okay.
Josh, go ahead.
So all right, I got to walk through this a little bit because my head is reeling. You're saying you don't bring any kind of bag on the plane with you?
I have one backpack that has my CPAP machine in it and all my electronics,
And
and
it
I
goes
put
into
that
an
on
overhead.
overhead.
Okay. I'm like, you're telling me you just like go in with nothing in a plane? I couldn't do that. I don't care how much ADD you have. Like, I got to have
Yeah,
technology. I got to have AirPods so I can mute the world. I got to have all kinds of crap.
I pull out my laptop, and now I'm notoriously editing on the plane. For some reason, maybe
I
someone
can't
could
edit on
figure
a
this
plane.
out.
too much going on.
My Dell 150-watt charger does not work. I had 2 of these chargers on the plane recently. It's just started this year, and it's annoying the crap out of me because I got to go on the plane with a full battery, and then I could last the whole flight. If it's not a full battery, it won't last. And I plug in like the wall wart for my phone, and it works. But I plug in this charger, and I had 2 of these chargers, plug it in, and it does not work. It might work for a little bit, but then it will stop. I
You know
don't
what
know
the
why.
solution is. You know what the solution is. Mike and I know the solution. We're already living the solution. Is you go Mac and you get yourself an M1 Mac laptop, an M1 or M2, and you enjoy an entire flight with one battery in your laptop, the whole flight
Some
with
people,
no problem.
they're just not going to get it, Josh. They
It is.
just not going to get it.
If the battery's 100%, it will last cross country. But if I'm sitting in the airport lounge or doing something where I can't hook in and just make sure I have that topped off battery, I usually do not last the flight, because even if I'm not editing, I'm watching the in-flight movies. I'm doing something.
Just get
I
yourself
don't bring this.
Get yourself a battery bank that puts out the right charge. Like my battery bank will do USB-C, and I can plug it into a laptop, and I'll get like half
Dude,
a
I
battery
was
off of it.
hassled by security for a 9 amp hour battery for 30 minutes.
9 amp hour battery is different from a battery. I'm talking about a USB-C battery bank, like a brick. You know what I'm saying? Like
well-
something that for USB. USB-C will charge most laptops, assuming it's fast enough. And this one is. This is a RAV Power Big Chungus. I don't know what it is. It's a lot.
Yeah. Plus, I'm bringing cigars, and I'll throw that in the checked bag.
Hello.
I'm probably only going to do soft lighters, so I don't.
You should be lighting a cigar with a soft lighter anyway, unless you have like an ST DuPont or something.
I have a good torch, man. It just lights them, bam, and it's good to go.
All right.
Then on the way back, I think me and Jason want to just hit the ground and run, so I'll probably bring both bags on the plane. It does take some hassling sometimes with the flight attendants when I try to stow both bags on the overhead. And according to the rules and regulations, medical equipment is exempt from force being stowed underneath you. So I say that's medical equipment needs to be stored up there. Because I had an issue one time. Someone stepped on the bag and broke something of mine. I was like, I literally can't sleep, and I travel with glue, super glue with me all the time in case something breaks. I can glue it back together. And I was fortunate enough to have that glue. Hey man, I'm prepared. I travel so much, man.
It's good.
I've gone through all these.
It's good on you being resourceful and stuff for sure.
Yeah,
I get it.
Sometimes, if the flight's full, I ask, can I board early with the people that need special time because I need to stow the bag properly? It's about 50-50. They usually bump me up to. Usually I get bumped up to boarding group 5, but now I'm in group 5. So I kind of just stopped asking. But now I get weird looks when I put both bags on overhead. They'll be like medical equipment, and then sometimes they'll, okay, and others will still give me the evil eye.
Interesting. Man.
Yep.
To the charger problem, or you might just be overdrawing the power outlet.
That's what I'm kind of thinking it is, but this only happened within the last year. Beforehand, it never had an issue with it.
Back in my day, planes had the right amount of power.
Is it possible
Right?
you've just flown on different series of jets and some
It's
of them do
possible.
work and you just have been getting unlucky?
Who are you
It's
flying
possible.
with? Frank, who are you flying with? Is
It's
this like
all American.
Oh, I was going to say, is this
All
like Spirit
American.
Airlines? You got the Spirit Airlines outlets or something?
No, but there was a Spirit airline deal, $150 plane tickets for the whole year.
Not worth it, man.
I thought about that. I was like, ooh, but it's Spirit. But how much I fly?
Yeah, them Chuck E.
that's
Cheese,
almost
the
worth
Chuck E. Cheese Airlines, man. You don't want that.
But now I'm also
Not worth it.
It's not
I'm
worth
also-
it.
Worth it.
Right now, I'm so spoiled living at DFW. If it's not a nonstop flight, I almost deterred by that fact to not go on the trip anymore.
Mike, you're literally going to see me in a couple of days. I can probably fix it. You sure you got to go down this road?
We're already there, buddy.
Oh my god!
I don't have patience. You don't understand. Like this is I use this computer so much.
I know.
And like it's not working, and it should.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal. It's like there's nothing on here that's important. I just exported my ADIF from WSJTX and emailed it to myself. And literally, there's nothing on here that's important. That's the greatest thing about this computer. So who cares? Now I get to learn how to reset a Windows computer because I don't know how to do that.
I feel like
But a
that's
simple
going
Google
to
search-
add more problems to the whole thing, but
but you know what? If we start fresh, because like I don't know what this guy did. I mean, he's an IT guy, but like obviously something happened, and I don't know if it was when he debloated it or something happened, but stuff ain't working now. And it was. And Josh, you know this is how my life is.
Oh, I know.
So-
That's why I'm like, maybe don't touch it and wait till I can look at it.
Screw it.
Okay,
Screw it. Just wipe it, start it with a clean slate. Maybe I buy the $200 computer. I don't know.
No, the gateway is $150. If you go into the store, you could be so lucky that it's $99 because they're sometimes on
Wait,
rollback.
where did you get it? Walmart?
Walmart, and you want the blue 2-in-1 laptop. In fact,
what's the model number?
Okay, I got to go grab it. All right, I'll be back again. I'm gonna go grab it.
But while you do that,
geez.
I'm going to point out Jody sent me a link, and if y'all want it, is
GW.
in the Discord
GC.
chat. Is that it is a known problem for these Dell XPSs, which I have, drawing power on the planes, and a lot of people are saying that it's not working for them. So I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy here. And touch on point that you're doing, Mike. I have a rule. I haven't talked about this on stream yet or videos. 2 weeks before any trip, my hardware and software is locked down. I no longer do updates. I no longer fix drivers because I spent many of nights, like almost like a night or two before, like, oh, let me install this thing and tweak it. It should be easy. Then end up like the 2 days before the trip, just hyper focused on this thing because I have to tear it all down and build it back up and get all the programs on it. Shoot.
Frank, you don't understand. I have a Mac. I don't have to deal with that garbage that Windows puts you through, okay?
It's not Windows,
choose.
it's everything.
Nope,
Everything.
Nope. Do you own a single product made by Apple? There
I'm
you
honestly
go.
thinking. I'm
There
honestly
you go.
thinking. Hold on.
That's a no.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am so biting my tongue.
Go ahead, bring it. I've heard it all. Oh, Apple sucks.
No,
blah blah blah. I've heard it all.
I,
Okay,
I'm
don't care.
Just biting my tongue. I'm just biting my tongue.
My Mac.
Promise I wouldn't.
My Mac. I've been using Mac for 10 years now. 10 years. Never had a problem. They don't just like, hey, we need to update at the most inconvenient time. I'm bringing my M1 MacBook Pro with me to Florida. This little $60 laptop is just a toy. I can do everything I want in ham radio on my Mac.
Yep.
But I'd rather not bring a $2,200 computer out in the field when I can bring a $60 computer out in the field. That's the only reason I use this MacBook or this laptop.
I don't like.
Windows one.
I agree with that point.
It's the
wholeheartedly.
Spider-Man. It's the Spider-Man meme of like Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. Like all the complaints you have against the Mac is the same thing Windows is already doing to you as every other company is already doing. Like who was it? I don't do Apple. I don't need a nanny. Windows and the other unless you're full Linux, and if you're full Linux, they respect. No issue with you.
No,
I literally
full Linux. How many distro updates happen within a month?
But you don't have okay. So same rules apply. If you want to stop updating, you don't have to update, right? Linux will work just fine on its own. Look, okay, so I am 100% agreement with Mike. I have used Mac computers for my YouTube editing since 2011. Staunchly Mac for all of that stuff. I have done ham radio. I have done live streaming on the Mac. I'm obviously using this right now to stream. This laptop is streaming right now, and right now, the live stream application I'm using is using 5% of the processor. That's it. That's all it's using. Incredibly powerful. The new laptops are, the M1s in particular, and now M2, but whatever. Okay. As far as Mac goes, I like all the operating systems. I really do. But at the end of the day, I end up using Mac more than anything. Straight up. I've got Linux, I've got Windows, and I am a user of all of them. Software development, etc., particularly Windows and also Linux. I don't develop on Mac, I'll be honest. I don't do that just because of my work, my career. But whatever. All right, Mike, here is the gateway, the blue gateway. If you're watching me on the YouTubes, the product number is what am I thinking? It's the gateway model GWTC 116-2BL, and I'll type that in the chat. It is, I think they call it the Gateway Flip. I think.
Is it worth it though?
Yes, it's faster. It's faster than the
You think
Genkopotamus.
it's worth spending $160
after debloating
for
this?
ham radio.
After debloating this, but by the way, it's just generally faster than the Genkopotamus.
Yeah.
After debloating it, it is actually considerable. It runs off of the 12 volts, and it is a 2-in-1, so you can literally just like flip it over and use it as a tablet if you wanted to.
It's at my freaking Huntsville Super Center.
So here's the thing too. Okay, the screen on this, I don't know. Somebody will tell me. Somebody look up what the screen composition on this. The screen is just way better. The quality of the screen is way better than the Evolve 3. Way better. I don't know what type of screen they used. Actually, I did watch a YouTube video that was talking about the screen. That it is the dollar amount of the screen alone is actually it's an IPS screen. That's it. Jody, of course, Jody got it. It's an IPS screen. The screen is really nice. Gateway, the cow company.
I do want to mention another slam against Windows. I had the computer nerds at Winter Field Day turn the Windows updates off.
Yeah.
Would you believe what my computer did today?
It turned them back on, right?
It did a Windows update when I went to restart it.
Now, I don't know that this isn't going to do that. I don't know that this isn't going to turn itself back on.
Of course it's going to do that. You got to go into terminal mode and go into like super deep, what is it?
You got to go into
double secret probation mode.
You got to go into the deep F menu on Windows.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem with that computer you have right there, Josh, is it's sold at Walmart, and I refuse to go into a Walmart.
Why are you so picky, Frank? God, why are you so picky? Okay, look at the quality of the screen. Look.
I refuse to go into Walmart.
Man,
why? They're a privately owned American company.
He doesn't want to see the midget.
The number of times I have also almost got into an accident at Walmart is ridiculous, and just people not watching as they're driving out from their parking spot, slamming in reverse. That's a beautiful screen. It is. Nice.
I saw.
It's
an
ridiculous,
SUV
and I
flipped
don't.
upside down, coming out of the Walmart parking lot and over here in Maryville, Tennessee.
Look at that! I tried to park.
I'm like, how did
very
you
back.
do that? You can't park that way.
I parked in the very back where no one's around me. I get in my car, look around, and someone.
Just shut it off.
I start pulling out. They're flying down the aisle. I'm like, geez, I can't escape this. I'm done.
Well, they have to go get their meth.
Remember the good old days when you could go to Walmart at 3 a.m.
And
last time I was at Walmart
when you're twacked out? Yeah, I definitely went to Walmart twacked out.
There was
that's
like
the only
an
time
empty
I ever
beer
went.
can just sitting on top of a TV at like 2 a.m. last time I was at a Walmart that late.
That was the only time I would go to Walmart back in Florida. Was at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Come out after midnight.
Question in the chat. I'm going to type it in. I'm going to type the model number in so you guys will have it. But is the Gulf Whiskey Tango Charlie 116-2 Bravo Lima. And yes, I'm going to type it. And yeah, I'm not. There's obviously no affiliate code on this. I just want you guys. We've talked about a replacement to the Genkopotamus. I am officially calling this. I have decided we're calling it the crap top.
I like that.
Is it touch too?
It is touch. It is touch.
Yeah. See, I have the model.
It's a touch screen.
I have the model like right before this. Like it's a little bit darker blue, and when you were talking about it, last week or week before last, I went and grabbed it, and I'm like, I don't think this thing is flip, where you can flip it over and turn it into
Yeah.
a touch, and it's not. The one I have is not that one, and that's about what I paid for this one. I bought it for my wife when she was trying to apply for jobs.
Now, I will tell you, I have a hard no on the 15-inch version of this. It's purely size, though. I'm basing that purely off of my acceptance on size for laptops. This is a 15-inch laptop, and I seldom take this anywhere. This is really just my editing computer than anything. All my laptops pretty much have to be 13 inches to be portable for me. I am that guy. I know that's me. If 15 works for you, go nuts. But that's me.
It's Seb's power too. I used it.
Wait. I got to answer this really fast. Yeah, I'm only talking about this because it runs off of 12 volts. It legitimately runs off of 12 volts. That's why we talk about it. That's it. If I'm talking about a laptop,
the battery life?
It's okay, I guess. I mean, it's yeah. Well,
the Jankopotamus battery life is freaking awesome.
Well, hold on. Let me. I have not charged this. I have not put this on any kind of battery in a week, and it's 100% right now. It was off.
But have you used it though?
Yeah, I've used it. It's about the same or better than the Jankopotamus, battery wise.
I used mine on field day, a winter field day, and I didn't charge it since then, and I've still got like half my battery left, and I used it today to scan my neighbor's vehicle with my scan tool.
All right, Jody with the hot links and the hot comments as always. Cheapest found was $135 at Newegg. I heard that there was a couple of people, and this is going to be Walmart to Walmart specific, but it was a rollback item at Walmart, and people were getting it for $99. That is, if you can find it for $99, I would buy it immediately. Now, the hot tip though is you got to look for the blue one. The black one is $200. I don't know why, but you got to look for the blue one. Okay, sure. Not necessarily my first choice, but I'm fine with
Hold that up. That's okay. You are.
Yeah.
That doesn't look that blue. Like it's not like obnoxiously like sky blue or something.
We painted the building a beautiful sky blue. No, it's kind of a metallic-y, sheeny blue.
It almost looks a little greenish on camera.
No, that's different. That's mine is a darker
bit.
blue than that one. That's more metallic blue. Mine is like the darker blue. It's the same processor though. I just have 128 gigs, but I don't get the touch screen or the ability to turn it into a tablet.
Now, the only downside is because the screen is a touch screen and it's IPS and it's all that stuff. It is screen heavy, so like lapping it, it's actually probably a heavier screen than the base of it. So it will kind of like tilt away from you. If the screen's tilted far, it will kind of like roll away from you a bit. That's like my only negative on this.
It'll do the little thunk.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I've literally just kind of tripoded it itself and just tableted it when I was doing APRS and stuff, and it works fine. It works great.
I may have to buy one of those.
I'm literally telling this to everybody who, when we found, thanks to multiple people like Don's not here right now, N5SKT, but shout out to you if you watch this. His club had found this, the Jankopotamus we're talking about. And now we have just been on this never-ending hunt to find 12-volt laptops. And as a result of that, I literally went to Best Buy and Walmart with my Denko collaboration HRCC battery, and like so many power leads adapted to Anderson power poles, and I was literally just plugging in all the demo computers with a hot 13.8 volts to find the ones that would charge that were under $200. Anything that was under $200, I went and just plugged the battery into. And once I saw the charge come on, I was like, okay, you're a contender. And this was one of three. This was the best one out of the lot.
Yeah, and this one that I've got is same thing. It's 12 volts, but I think they've already discontinued it and replaced it with that one. So this one is the GWNC 21524-BL. So the one that I've got, which is not the touch screen. But I think I paid about the same price for it, so that just tells you how quickly they're pushing through these things. But mine, same thing, 12 volt. I got to already fix the power cable though, because my sister-in-law gave me a Chihuahua puppy, and guess what he did?
What a non sequitur.
Oh.
Yeah, he apparently he's already ruined a Cat 5
Just
cable.
like a Chihuahua puppy.
Wow. So 2 other questions regarding the $150, $160 laptop now.
Mm-hmm.
How does the keyboard compare to the Evolve?
Way better.
And how is the touchscreen response?
Touchscreen response is good. Huge points though for the trackpad. The trackpad is a huge upgrade. It's bigger, and it's not like that horrible diving board that the Jankopotamus had. It is a way better trackpad. The keyboard is.
What do you mean diving board?
That's a thing that laptops, like a lot of laptops, had where the retaining bit. So the part that kind of held taut, like the diving board, the top you can't push down, but the bottom has a lot of flexibility. It's called a diving board, so it's more flexible at the bottom and it's less flexible as you go at the top. A trackpad.
I literally never push the trackpad. I always have it just touch. I didn't even know it did that until just now.
Oh yeah.
Well, how did you do the Jankopotamus then? Were you just using a mouse?
No, I use
double tapping.
Use gestures like double tapping and that.
Oh,
similar to kind of like a Mac, but they ruin it.
Like just touch? Like you just touch it?
So yeah, you just kind of touch it, just tap it.
A double tap is the same as a push.
Yeah, I literally did not even know that at the bottom of this trackpad on the Jankopotamus that there were buttons.
Now, question: have you used that combined with an HF radio? Because on the Evolve, I found issues with the touchpad where it will stop really working while I'm transmitting.
That's an RFI problem. That's where your chokes and balance and all that come in.
Well, how do you RFI a computer when it's not plugged into anything?
Well, it's a $60 computer.
It's
when
the
it's
RFI
not?
coming back down the coax.
Yeah.
And you got to stop it from coming back in where the radio is.
When I'm doing POTA single sideband and I have the Evolve laptop up, sometimes that trackpad won't trackpad until I'm not transmitting.
Wait.
Do you hear it making the tones
hold
for
on.
USB?
Jeff, hold on. Are you connected via USB?
No connections on USB.
So how are you
connected? Systems are separate. The laptop's running off a battery, so I'm just running sideband.
What?
Just they're the two separate things.
Oh, you're just using this for logging. This isn't like for
just logging.
Control.
Just logging.
What?
The trackpad it will kind of like lock up, or it will just kind of.
What antenna are you running into, bud? What were you using?
That was a 9-to-1 Enfid.
Are you right next to it?
Oh, it's a 9-to-1. Aha. Okay. How long was your coax?
I usually run the 25 foot.
Okay.
That's your problem. Wow.
25 foot's not bad.
I still need a choke with that.
You probably need to choke the antenna or the coax, the feed line.
Yeah, I had problems with the 25-foot coax and never had a problem with my 75-foot run, and I don't know why. But when I went on a field day using a laptop, every time I was doing FT8, and every time I would transmit, it would just act all kinds of weird. I even had the laptop shut down a couple of times.
So thank you, TC Fitz, for the super chat. You're the first one of the entire evening. Thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate it. There was a comment on best Linux distro to take with the ham radio stuff. So if you're running on like a laptop, Ubuntu's like good. If you want to be a full like Linux nerd, probably Arch. Mint is also good too. Mint comes in a variety of options. It's like
Mint's a little bit more also lightweight.
Well, so they have a couple of different distros, but yes, the lightweight distros are good. And then if you're talking like Raspberry Pi, then just use Raspberry Pi OS.
Isn't that Raspbian?
I think they call it Raspberry Pi OS now. Raspbian was what it used to be called, I believe.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've had one.
Yeah.
Copy in Mac OS.
Yeah, no, SDR control is fantastic. If you have an ICOM, you should explore the SDR control. All right. Anybody have any hot topics? Otherwise, I think we're gonna wrap things up here. At least for me, because I'm gonna go. My sister-in-law is here watching the kids, and I feel like I should probably go relieve her of her duty.
Did you do your homework?
What was the homework? Because I think I did some of it.
Well, I had suggested watching something, and somebody else had suggested watching something.
So I watched, and Dawn's not here, but I watched The Witcher Blood, blah, blah, blah.
What did you think of that one?
Not great. It was not great.
Okay, that's kind of what I've heard.
It felt like I was
Don
watching.
was really excited about it.
Honestly, it felt like I was watching. So back when I was a Ute, there was something called the Action Pack, and like Xena and Hercules and all that was like a part of the Action Pack. It felt like I was watching one of those like shows. It was a little bad. Michelle Yeoh was in it, and I felt like she was like there for the clout more than anything. I don't know. It's not bad, but I don't think it's necessarily good either. If you mind my way of saying.
That's fair.
So what was the other?
Fair. Yeah, I wish Don was here because I know he was all excited about it. He liked it. I haven't watched it because I've heard a lot of people say what you said. So the one that I watched, the one I've been watching, and now they're up to 5 or 6 episodes, is the Poker Face on Peacock.
So I don't have Peacock, I'm not gonna get Peacock.
You're not gonna
either.
pay for it, right?
No. Like I wanted to watch Yellowstone, but that's on Peacock, I think, too, and I'm not doing that.
HBO.
It's not on HBO. Yellowstone?
It's Paramount. Paramount.
Yeah, it's not on HBO.
My bad.
Well, up
What
until
else?
a couple of days ago, Peacock had a free tier, but apparently they're getting rid of the free tier. So if you have it, you get to keep it. But if you didn't have it, then you can't keep it, or something like that, or then you can't get it.
So who watches The Last of Us? Are we watching The Last of Us?
I've been watching.
Freaking awesome!
I had to turn off your podcast because of that.
Yeah,
I was listening to it, and
dude.
there's like spoilers a little bit, and then y'all just deep
We
dive
said
and said,
spoiler
"Okay,
alert."
I'm
We
done.
said spoiler
I'm
alert.
done." I know.
We said
but
it.
I kept listening to it, and I was like, "Okay, y'all are really talking."
No, yeah,
spoilers,
we're
so I
really
turned
gonna.
y'all off.
We really were talking about it. So
I got it.
Spoiler alert again for anybody. And Frank, I won't dip into something too far, but episode 3 on The Last of Us went so damn hard for no reason. The character Bill is in the game. I honestly think The Last of Us is probably going to go down as like the best video game adaptation at this point. Like it's going to take the record for it. It has been so good. It has been great. Let's go to the comment.
Well, while we were sitting here playing, and I'm playing radio on a 7600 and a Apple MacBook Pro.
Okay.
I've gotten South Africa, 2 France stations. I didn't get Germany, but they were talking to me. Spain, and Canada, and a few around the States.
Fantastic.
DX Commander. Yeah, I've
Max
been
ham harder.
That is Mac. Is that Mac hamming harder right there? Yeah, Max hamming harder.
I agree. I think after I figured out that I needed to go to default on all the stuff for 7600, otherwise it made my radio do weird things in setup mode. And anyway, I got that figured out, and she's working.
Nice, good for you, and congratulations on the DX. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the first time.
Everybody who's thinking, so if you like zombie shows, it is a good zombie show. Particularly if you ever played Last of Us, which is a phenomenal game series. I believe the game series is pretty much wrapped up now, but the adaptation, Pedro Pascal plays Joel, who's a fantastic casting. He fits the role perfectly. But for episode 3, they just decided to have an hour-long encapsulated story that really doesn't serve much of a purpose to the overarching story arc, except that it is fantastic. It is like, if you are like preparedness minded, go watch episode 3 of The Last of Us. It is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and consider it from like Bill's planning and everything he did, just outstanding, outstanding. Oh, you know what? That is a fantastic point, Ted. He said, you know what hams harder on a Mac? A Flex radio. That.
Well, send me one.
Yeah, I am. I've been trying to work that to get a demo unit of a Flex. I would love to play around with a Flex radio. Many people have recommended it. Obviously, Dawn, a part of the Dawn Army, N5SKT, and I'm. Is Connor gone? Connor's gone. He's long gone, right? Yeah, Connor's long gone. I was gonna give him hell about that, but.
Oh, Flex and Elecraft, basically the Rolls Royce and the Aston Martin of the ham radio.
Where does the on fit then? Dawn's not here to defend it, so like, what would that be? What kind of supercar would that be?
I'm not sure on that one. I don't know enough about that one. I just remember that first time I saw one of those radios, this is before they had the VFO, and I'm like, I don't want a radio without a VFO knob. I want a big knob. I want buttons and knobs. Give me buttons and knobs. I'm an IT guy already. I don't want to be playing. I want buttons and knobs to push, man.
The Anon is a McLaren. I don't know if that's true, because isn't McLaren like an American company? Is Anon Anon is Apache Labs? Are they American? I don't know. I am expecting to get my my Hermes. I bought it. I haven't seen a shipping email though in weeks, so I don't know what's going on with that. Oh no, that's right. It was a pre-sale. Don corrected me on that and said, "No, it's a pre-sale. I don't know why you're expecting to get it anytime soon." Okay, my bad. But anyway, I bought
Apparently,
that.
McLaren is British.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was American.
Yeah, Surrey, England.
I had an interesting question today on the radio, Josh.
Okay, I'll take this as the last one, and I got to head out. Go for it.
All right, so guy just upgraded to general. He's probably a relatively new ham, and he was under the impression he could get himself a DSP transceiver that was a dongle. And I said, no, he's never done HF before, and I'm like, are you sure you want to go that route? And if you can find one, are you ready for ultra QRP? You know, what do you know about DSP transceivers that are dongles? Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, yeah, they make them for DMR. There's DMR dongles that'll.
No, he's talking about for HF. He's talking about HF.
I don't know how that's possible. A dongle?
Yeah, and they do have them. I did a little bit of looking, but they've got to be in. They're not even. The power is so low on these. They're giving it in dBm is the power rating.
Yeah. So what does that dongle look like? It's got a mic input or just an antenna.
I think it's using the radio or the computer for everything. You know,
right,
I told the guy, I said, look,
so we've got
go buy a used HF rig.
My dongles are up there for SDRs. Where am I going? Right there. Those are receivers, right? They're this big and they're receivers. To transmit though.
They have transceivers.
I'm sure they do.
Transmit.
I'm sure they do.
But they got to be milliwatts, you know, in power.
Oh yeah.
So my suggestion to the guy is like, look, you know, because he doesn't want to spend $1,300 or $1,500 on an HF radio. You know, I'm like, well, if you want a DSP, you're gonna either looking at like a 7300 or a DX10, you know, or a 101 or something like that. One of the newer radios, a 710, etc.
Right.
I said, but you know, are you sure as a new general that you really want to jump into the the QRP deep end? And at that, you're beyond the little line at the, you know, and at the lake. We're talking about deep, deep, deep water beyond that. If you're talking milliwatts.
Okay, so, I'm sure they exist, but I mentioned Hack RF was mentioned in the comment below.
That's one of them he mentioned. Was
But the Hack RF is not a dongle; it's a box, right? And even that is, I think, maybe a 1 watt max. I think on a Hack RF. I mean, there may be a model that has higher output, but at least it was the last time I was looking at them.
And somebody just asked in the chat. He's like, "Well, can't you put an amp on it?" Yeah, but 1 watt in to an amp is going to give you what?
Plus, it's going to be like it could be a dirty amplifier, and it's not going to sound great.
Right.
I don't know. That's
anyway.
Yeah.
My suggestion was, I'm like, look, dude, go get yourself a 100-watt rig. Find a used one.
Well, like, what do they want to do with it? What do they want to do with it?
He wanted a DSP rig that would be able to do. He wanted to do HF, but I guess he wanted to do it all through the computer.
But
and
what mode of operation? Like you're saying HF, so
he's talking sideband. He's talking sideband.
Then that's crazy. Just go buy a standalone radio that does sideband and move on.
And that was my suggestion, but I don't know where he got the idea about the Hack RF as a viable alternative. I don't know, and maybe somebody else has got some information. I thought you might know more than I did. But.
I don't honestly dabble in like the super small transmitter SDRs. I think they're kind of like, I mean, they're still radios. They still function. It's just kind of like
they're fun to play with, but that's not.
Yeah, I mean QRP is hard enough alone, and yes, I know the solar cycle is getting better, but still, it's kind of like I don't know. We got so many good options. We got so many good options out there right now. I mean, go look at the Hermes Light. Go look at the Hermes Light. That's a proper QRP SDR radio. I guess you could call it a dongle, but it's in a box, like a Hack RF, and that's a proper radio.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, I said, if you want something small and like that, look at the BitX or something like that. One of those.
That's not small. That's that gray box behind me. That's not small.
We're at. But is it DSP? Is that a DSP radio?
I don't think it is actually. You're saying DSP for digital signal processing, right?
Well, I think he's talking about it.
Well, you said DSP. That's why I'm asking to clarify.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking DSP. What am I thinking of?
SDR.
SDR.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no. So for SDRs, you're pretty much looking at like a Hermes is probably about the cheapest that you're going to go for a full transmit receive capable. And I mean like fully functioning with filtering and all kinds of other stuff. And that'll get you, what is that, like $500, I think, for that? But then, I mean, like the G90 is an SDR, if you get right down to it. And it's just in a box, right? That's an SDR.
Right. Yeah, and what is that? That's 10 watts, 15 watts,
25.
Watts?
20 watts.
But it's not a dongle, right?
Well, anything's a dongle if it's connected over USB, right? When I think dongle, okay, like straight up, when I think dongle, I mean USB port on the side of computer and you shove a thing into it, and that is the thing. That is a dongle.
Right. That is a dongle. Yeah, I'm thinking, security key, USB thumb drive, something like that, about that size, maybe bigger. That's a dongle.
Yeah, there was a Denver pilot says, what was the guy's hang up on wanting SDR for single sideband? Yeah, I don't know. And when you factor in like dongle size, like that's nothing. I don't know of a dongle. Again, dongle meaning like an RTL SDR device that plugs in on USB. That's receiver. That's a dongle.
Yeah, that's what I told
I don't know of a transmitter that is that size. I don't know of one. I don't.
I mean, they do have them, but like you said, we're talking milliwatts. So you're not even. Yeah, you're gonna have to amplify the heck out of that.
It's got to be noisy too. It's probably really noisy. Yeah. It's really probably bad on the bands.
Can you imagine if Jim FEP Labs hooked that up onto his scope? That thing would be all over the place, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
At any
Good
rate,
point. Good point on the Ethernet. Yeah, the Hermes is Ethernet. It's a network connected SDR. Good point. But yeah. All right. Let's see what else. I'm going to mention one thing. A video coming probably next week. I got a unicorn radio. I talked about it. I talked about this radio on the live stream. I got a inbox, very lightly used ICF SW100S, one of my longtime unicorn radio shortwave devices. When I was a kid in the 90s, this is the radio I wanted so bad. And I got it in a box. It's very much taped together. But what sets this apart from all the other SW100s I've seen is that the user of this radio never put batteries in it. They only used the external power connector for listening. That is insane. And looking at it, yeah, the battery door is like unused, unstressed. Everything in this is like really nice. These are not cheap. These are very expensive shortwave listening radios. They're very good. Sony made a lot of like really dumb stuff in the 90s, actually pre-90s, but this one in particular is kind of like their pinnacle. I am over the moon on that. I think I paid, I'll tell you what I paid. I paid like $300 for it. And that includes the AC adapter. It includes the AC adapter and the external antenna, and the antenna is like on a little box. So we're gonna do. I don't do unboxings, but we're gonna unbox that sucker, and we're gonna talk about it on a video, likely next week, among some other stuff. So very excited about that. That was a bit of a gift to myself. So I'm very excited because I literally
good job finding it, man.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I've been looking for a long time for that radio. So I'm quite excited that I got it. Anyway,
I remember that box. I think I've sold a bunch of those back in the
they were
90s.
legit. They were legit. Yeah. So for all the patrons that didn't get to win with their vote, I put a joke vote in the patron picks vote page that I posted. Leia, I told her today, she didn't know about it. The live stream option was shopping for a handbag for Leia, because on the podcast, we have talked multiple times. She's keeping like a mental note of what she thinks I've spent on radio stuff, whatever. And she's like putting a fund together mentally for the handbag that she's going to buy to be commensurate to that cost. And so the joke live stream was, we're going to buy Leia's handbag. It almost won. It was like 2 votes from winning. It was really bad. I was really scared. But
hey, Leia, whatever he says, triple it.
No, somebody said it's $100,000 behind. No, there's no way. There's no way.
You realize that all Leia is going to hear is $100,000 now, though.
No, yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah, she should think we're 75.
I mean, I'm in sales. When we start talking numbers, like if you throw something out, like that's all the customer hears. Like that's where you're at right now.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way I have $100,000.
You and I both know that, but here we are.
I will. Let me see.
I would just buy her a Birkin.
I can't. You can't just buy a Birkin. I mean, you can. You can buy a resale Birkin, but you can't just like roll into a Hermes store and buy a Birkin.
You can get it on the waiting list, or you can buy it on the secondary.
That's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. You have to like court Hermes. And by the way, we're not talking about the Hermes SDR. We're talking about Hermes, the handbag company. And you have to like buy things
really
before you even qualify to buy the handbag. So
you have to be a customer.
So I don't know. You can't. Here's my KX2. Hold on. Watch the little flashy light. It'll flash because it's already like fully charged. But yeah, we got an LED indicator on the KX2. I'm so excited about this.
This is 9. That's funny, Brian. Donating to Leia Handbag.
Leia
Fund.
Handbag Fund. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. She definitely deserves it from all my shenanigans.
You know, I found a Michael. I heard you mention Michael Kors, and there's a thrift shop chain in the Knoxville area that basically when you buy something, it buys meals for homeless people. And we actually found a Michael Kors bag there, a legit one, and I think I paid $30 for it for her.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, and she was like thrilled, and she's like, but it's my, and I'm like, I don't know what that brand is. That doesn't mean nothing to me. It's not Yaesu.
I will say, Leia is kind of like we are when it comes to radios. She has some specific brands she likes, and she wants some very specific features, and you can't, like, she's just that focused on it, and she doesn't like the stuff with a lot of branding all over it. Yeah,
and it wasn't gaudy. I mean, other than it had a big Michael Kors medallion, I think, that was kind of like attached to somewhere on it. But other than that, it was pretty much just a nice white leather looking handbag. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, she wanted a new purse. Her old one had gotten torn up, so I'm like, okay, cool.
Do any of the bags have a deep F menu, or how does that all work?
How do I attach the ATOS to
pockets
this?
And
how do you put value in a bag?
They got pockets inside of pockets inside of pockets.
Well, so
there it is. It's like the Russian doll of.
Yes.
Right. I was gonna turn it into because we were pretty close to that winning. I was considering to turn it into how could we get a bag for Leia that interfaced with ham radio really well? Like the pockets could fit a Baofeng in it, or some kind of mobile QRP HF radio.
You gotta find a bag from like the 90s that was designed for people that had cell phones. You know,
right?
Bricks,
right on the side. Yeah,
so she could put her HDs in it.
Right, exactly. This is the Lab 599 TX500 handbag. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna head out. I'm gonna go take charge of the children and thank my sister-in-law.
See you later this week.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Hopefully, everybody come up. I'm gonna have some stickers and stuff. Say hi at Hamcation. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Likely, I think, tentatively, Hamcation is a more relaxed setting. We're a little bit more serious about Hamvention as far as setting up the late night meetup. But I think a lot of us are staying at the Rosen Hotel. So on Friday night, we're probably going to do a get together. I'm thinking, and we'll post online and all over the place so you guys can hopefully join us out there. We'll probably just go to a local spot and meet up. And it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully everybody comes out, enjoys the weather, says hi. The weather, and says hi. I'll talk to you later, Discord. Thank you for hanging out. And you guys keep answering questions and helping people out. All right, take it easy.
Have fun.
See you later.
Have a good one, Josh.
And hit up Tijuana Flats for me when you guys are down there in Orlando. Okay?
All right, take it easy.
I move. We have a meetup on Saturday instead of Friday, though.
Well, then I won't be there because we've got. I think a couple of us have plans on Saturday. I'll join up with you later.
Never mind.
I'll join up with you later. Yeah, that was that. Yeah.
No worries.
All right.
No worries.
We will see you later on the Discord. Take it easy.
See ya.
Yeah, there's some events going on. Anyway, we'll talk about that in the future. Guys, thank you so much for watching on Twitch and YouTube. I will play the memes. It's going to be the live stream song. I appreciate it's not a different song, but take it easy. And 73. Hope to see you in Orlando. See ya. Andy Callie still in the chat. What's up, bud? Take it easy, Andy. Take it easy, everybody. 73, everybody.